Hello, everybody.
This space does not vibe with the song.
I wouldn't know. I can't hear it.
This is the Wild West Saloon
This is
tabletop audio.
I
And
wouldn't know. I can't hear it.
and if anybody's curious, here's all the characters that I got: DMPCs and concept characters, and
Spoiler.
2 of them I'm actually playing.
One of them's dead.
Yep. Where is he? Where's Atuk? Atuk Wide Wander. He's dead.
Rest in peace, Atuk.
Rest in peace. But now I'm playing Gronak. And then the other one I'm playing is Xeno up here. But, you know, you
He's
can
got
see...
a knack for growing, but he's not a farmer.
Yeah. But you can see Urus right here. Your monk Barian that you guys fought. And then we've got the... I haven't statted her out yet. But you can see the prototype for Sharp Eye down here when you guys make it to her.
Okay,
then,
I don't want to know
yeah.
spoilers, sir. I don't want to know spoilers.
There's Agdane Bluebitter.
Because I'm definitely going to remember these names.
Every single one of them.
I definitely don't have to write them down every single time.
You know, you think as a DM I would be better at taking my own notes, but there's so many things I come up with at this on the spot, and then I have to rewatch the episodes and write them down later.
But that being said, too, you're like one of the biggest lore goblins that I know. So you just kind of remember things. I never bother, for audience reference, anytime I need to know the story of anything, if I need to know weird random details, I don't bother looking it up. I just ask Gavin because he knows 90% of the time.
All right. So before we, as you can tell, this is just going to be a very casual stream. We're just going to be hanging out, talking with anybody who hops into chat.
Erica's working on something amazing.
Yep,
but I don't want
that
to say. She's got her tablet next to her. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go. We're gonna just kind of mess around a bit, discuss some homebrew things, some homebrew rules that we like to use, and go through some homebrew stuff that go through some of the community's homebrew stuff here on D&D Beyond. And, who knows, we might mess around, make some random characters on Hero Forge. None of this is sponsored, by the way. This is just the stuff that we use. And so this is just going to be fun, chill, relaxing. The reason why the Oddities is currently on hold is our beloved Bentley.
Let's just say he's being a real life superhero right now. And he can't make it. Quite literally. Oh my gosh, man, he's such a stud. But anyways, if he wants to talk about it later, he can. But he's just being a superhero right now.
He is saving a lot of people's jobs right now, is what we're saying.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But so yeah, this will also give Andrew and I a chance to recuperate a little bit as well, because Andrew and I have been. We've been working our butts off at our day job. We work at the same place. Can't go into too much detail about it, just due to the nature of the place. But it's been absolutely insane, and it's been kind of wearing us out. So we're just going to take it nice and easy, recuperate, and just talk a bit and do that.
And I would definitely say, like, whenever we do these hangout sessions, they're definitely interactive. So if you ever want to, like, pitch in the chat or anything like that, just like, oh, I want to add a comment to what they said or anything, we have our chat pulled up as well. So this is definitely a lot more interactive compared to the episodes and everything. But yeah.
All right. But before we get into just the hanging out,
what have we been doing up until now?
discussing.
No, that's disgusting.
All right.
Disgusting.
Andrew, do you want to go over our new merch stuff one more time for the?
I'm just gonna do a simple call out, just as it's kind of a low key one. Just got some mystery dice bags in the store. If you go to D4Tress.com, no hyphen by the way, in that it's just DFOURTRESS.com. You'll see that on there. So, anyways, you just check it out whenever. And I'm currently watching Erica die right now. She's trying to hold in the
she's
laugh.
gone.
That's basically all I'll go over right now. You can see it all on there. There's a bunch of mystery dice bags, a bunch of handmade stuff, so it's fun.
All right, so, yeah, that's basically all we have. Let's go ahead and roll that intro. Da-da-da! All right, intro's done. Let's go.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, we'll occasionally be looking at what Erica's doing that. So, Erica, whenever you want to just show off what you're doing, just give me the signal and I'll drag it over to the monitor.
I mean, right now is a pretty good spot. You'll be able to see what I'm dying at.
Yes, I want to see.
Oh my
What the...
Concept sketches are always the best.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
Oh gosh. The original picture is there's so much fear in his eyes. Just
Doing some fun meme drawings. You should definitely do like a bead of sweat going down his head.
I gotta say that is not what I was expecting to look at.
Well, that's what you got. Congratulations.
That is not what I was expecting. Alrighty. Okay. So,
I love it so much.
I do know, last time, I said let's start off going through some homebrew stuff.
Oh, we went through spells, a bunch of spells last time.
Yeah, so I want to see... I know we have somebody that hasn't... I don't believe they missed a single episode. Rael, we know you're a lurker in chat, so we'll give you a few seconds to come in and respond, but is there a specific thing you want us to look at for the homebrew? We'll give you just a minute to respond.
Well, what are our options again?
Oh yeah, duh. I should probably do that. Alright, so we got spells, which is what we did, so cross off spells. But we got monsters, magic items, backgrounds, feats, species, and subclasses.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I don't get why one thing I just want to address was it's like, I don't get why so many people were making such a huge fuss that they changed races to species. I think it just fits better.
Mm-hmm.
When you got a bug person and hippos and all of that.
It's like, yeah, they're interchangeable, but it's just like species just... I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on it anyway.
It hits different.
But let's see, and then go. Oh, looks like we got a response. Yeah, magic items. Got it.
Let's see what we got.
Okay. So, also, I learned that there is a filter that we've had on here.
Which is? Oh, there's a rating threshold.
Yep.
No wonder. I'm like, there's no way that the worst one was only -14. Okay.
Filter magic items. Alrighty.
So let's stick in English.
Those are Nordic runes.
Yeah.
So the description is English.
It's a longsword.
All right.
Wait, there was one that was there that I actually was like interested in seeing, but it disappeared. Ah, it's it's fine.
Oh, I could go like this and just go back. Which one specifically?
A long lost garb. I want to know what that is.
All right, a long lost garb.
One.
Duh. AKA the silver. All right. It has +2 points.
This is by VKD.
KO. That's an O. VKO.
Okay.
Made just a couple weeks ago, beginning of October. All right. Armor, studded leather, rare. The garb looks to be silver, or so you think. It's almost impossible to tell anything about it after the amount of time that looks have gone by since its last use, but you can tell this, with all the scratches and slashing on it, it had to have belonged to an adventurer at one point. If worn by a rogue or fighter, the user gets an additional +2 to their AC. Made from tough but flexible leather, studded leathers reinforced with close-set rivets or spikes. Yeah, just straightforward and solid. The only thing I can complain is that this sentence right here was a little hard to read, a little weirdly worded, but
almost
that's just
impossible to tell.
Yeah, but that's just
yeah,
that's just good.
Just basically a +2 protection thing.
Yeah,
that's with more flavor. Yeah,
it's just.
I like it.
Yeah, it just seems like a setting-specific +2 studded leather, which is actually really cool. I love doing this.
That's one thing. I love magic items that have a little bit of lore with it, because then it kind of already I feel like it jump starts the creative process.
Well, yeah, because this is actually really cool. Because of course, you could have just given your players +2 studded leather armor. You totally could have just done that. But instead, what you've done is just taken +2 studded leather armor and gave it a little bit of mystique, a little bit of mystery. Now maybe the player that has it, what was this adventurer doing? What happened to the adventurer that had it?
Next thing you know, you're going down a little rabbit hole of quest lines.
And you're looking for your own ancient adventurer, Rashen style.
Turns out it was just you and you have amnesia.
I actually, rather than going through that filter, some of these actually look really cool. Let's just go through this page, and if we want to see more, let's go through more. There's a lot of good rated ones on here, so I'm actually really curious.
Go. Let's do it.
All right, we got Ainik, the Stormbite Axe. That is a badass name.
Ainik.
The Stormbite Axe. Alright. It's uncommon. The strange axe crackles with faint electricity. When the user rolls a critical hit, the target takes an additional 7 points of lightning damage and is paralyzed until their next turn. Ooh!
Oh, God.
Okay.
Dang.
No, but
that would not be an uncommon item, though. I would put that as a rare item.
Well, hold on. Actually, yeah. And then when the user rolls a critical fail, they must make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Oh! Never mind. Uncommon is better. I want people to use this.
Proficiency with a Great Axe allows you to add... This is another VKO. Man, VKO is coming out with absolute bangers.
I spy another axe that Cosmo will get.
Adding this to the Homebrew collection. Alright, this weapon has the following mastery property. You must have a feature that lets you use it. The mastery property, I think, is from the D&D 2024 rules. The 2024 edition rules, where each of the weapons have their own specific thing, like a piercing attack or slowing and things like that, just to make martial characters a bit more versatile with things. Imagine them as mini Battle Master maneuvers, basically.
Oh, okay.
That
does everyone get access to it?
Yes, if you have the proficiency and the proficiency with it and all that stuff, I believe so.
Okay.
Let's see.
So cleave, it lets you cleave. Which, I mean, that's just like straight up Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I think that's where they got a lot of the stuff from. They took a lot of inspiration from Baldur's Gate.
Like, hey, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I will say though, the 7 is kind of random. I wonder what they were thinking when they decided on 7 being the damage.
It's probably based off just a little bit based off the average damage of a Great Axe.
Okay. Because if you could choose a dice, but then if you add that.
If you give it to the barbarian, there's just so many dice. I think the flat damage is better. There's literally only one thing I would change about this magic item, and make it require attunement. Other than that, I think this is
make it attunement.
This is
now. That being said, paralyze. If you use the paralyze, I would probably... Oh, actually, I guess DC 10 is really not that hard to beat.
Especially if you're using a Great Axe You're a class
Right.
that is probably proficient in con saves.
Well, no. I was gonna say, I would make it so then the enemy gets a chance to have a DC as well, because paralyzed is busted. That's automatic crits.
That is
Which
that
means
is true.
which means this weapon can stack.
That is actually very true. So give the enemy a DC when you land that critical hit.
And then also, I would say this effect can only happen once per long rest or something like that.
No, I would say maybe once the target succeeds, they can't be paralyzed by it again. And
Oh yeah, I guess you could do that. If the target succeeds, they can't be affected within 24 hours.
But yeah,
or
but
something,
that
or-
being said, I don't think. I don't think you need to.
Because hold person, the free cast of hold person is pretty busted, especially if you got multi attack.
That is also very true. Yeah, I would say
Because then you're guaranteed a second crit if you land that first crit.
that is actually very true. I didn't think of that. The other thing I think needs to be added was you just need
Either
to specify
or dumb down, and instead of doing paralyzed, do stunned.
Yeah. The other thing right here, you have until their next turn. I think you need to specify until the start or the end of their next turn. And that would be changing based on the DC. So if the DC is higher and much harder to succeed, you want it to be the start of the next turn, so you can get off a ton of burst damage, but that you don't take away their turn. But if you do their a lower DC that's easier to succeed, then you could get away with till the end of their next turn. Especially if you have the
DC
ones.
10. I like it because then it's harder for it to actually happen,
But
and then
you
it's more
still-
rewarding when it does.
Yeah, but then you still get that. You still get that extra lightning damage regardless as well.
Yep.
I would say you could probably get away. I would say not DC 10. I would say still relatively low. I'd say go up to 13.
But overall, I'd definitely say smash.
Yeah, that's a fantastic.
I would not pass on that one. I'd smash.
So eloquently put, Andrew.
Thank you.
Okay. This one we have absolute hatred. Void touched something or other.
Void touch greatsword.
Okay. All right. So it is artifact, which is the highest level magic item
Right.
they can do. You take 1d8 slashing damage to attune, and if you decide to unattune, you take 48 necrotic damage. Okay. So this has consequences.
So
Right.
it's more like a cursed one.
Yeah. You gain a +1 to attack and damage rolls with this magic weapon. All right, cool. The great sword comes from a time unknown, with the words of absolute hatred written along the blade in celestial.
Okay.
Void virus. As a bonus action, after attacking and hitting the enemy 4 times, you will be able to run your hand along the blade, cutting yourself. You'll be able to choose how much damage you want to take, and in return, reflect that damage onto your enemy.
Dude, that's just straight up something you would give to a blood hunter. It just sounds like a blood hunter. But I mean, it's weird, kind of.
I believe the reason it has negative points is this is too vague, because you could literally just go, I take 100 points of damage. I would say you just roll the weapon damage against yourself, and then you can reflect it onto an enemy. Or I would say it works a little bit. I would say it works a little bit like a. I think with absolute hatred, I feel like this should embody the if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. And you do something like warding bond, but without the damage reduction, and all of the damage that the target takes and you take is shared between you two. So you injure yourselves while hitting each other. And it's like, but you have to like maintain concentration on it or something like that.
Right. But without the reduced damage, it's just like that's only a negative. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, unless you're in a situation where you're like, I'm going to die, I'm like, I'm gonna make sure you die with me. I'm like, that's the only time I'd see that being a benefit.
Until you're a barbarian and you're just taking reduced damage, and they're not.
True. That's true. Or, Blood Hunter, because if you're in the beast form, you take reduced damage as well.
If you're like in Blood Hunter.
Now, unless you're attacking yourself with this weapon, because it's a magic weapon.
It doesn't matter. It's just bludgeoning, slashing.
Oh,
and
okay,
piercing,
cool.
Yeah.
The other thing, two other notes that I would say against it is for being an artifact, only being +1 and then hurting yourself as much and all that. It's like, as is, I'd say it's an uncommon one. It's not that exciting. Like I wouldn't label it as an artifact. I'd say it's more just a cursed item.
I think I'm grasping the idea behind this one, but I just don't think it was executed right. And honestly, with what you're kind of doing with it, it's
also I'd limit the hitting enemy 4 times. Like we do enough math as is. Trying to keep track of that on top of it would be kind of annoying.
Yeah, it should work a little bit more like Hunter's Mark.
Or you can just continually see the enemy anywhere.
Yeah.
So honestly, what if they did that instead? Where if you do as a bonus action, it's basically like a Hunter's Mark, but amped up. So it's like, as a bonus action, you do it. You maintain concentration on one enemy, and you do an extra D10 every time you hit them.
But if you want to have it be this would fit in with the absolute hatred. If you want it to still have a negative, attacking that target with the weapon is the only thing you're able to do on your turn when you activate it until the duration is up, or you lose concentration. You lose your concentration on it.
That can be your duration is up, target is downed, killed, not downed, killed, because then it's like, all right, I can do it, but you cannot do non-lethal attacks. It fills you with rage, and that can be your only target.
Okay, I like that. I like that's going because
Erica has no idea what that's like.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
I totally did not give her.
Miss
The rules to not. The rules to that she's not allowed to run away from combat while raging as Cosmo.
Now, if we're gonna keep it as an artifact, I'd make that a +3 personally, not a +1. As an artifact, being able to do that.
I mean, honestly though, if you go through the actual like artifact stuff, you'd be surprised how little it
really?
Is +3. Because by that point, the plus
or +2.
I know, but +2 is more common. But at that point, +3 is just so overkill, because by the time you're getting artifacts, you're already getting +12.
Your proficiency bonus is up. And
your ability score should be maxed out. You're already getting +11, +12 to hit. It's so.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna be doing a cursed weapon as an artifact, you might as well make it easier to hit.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I like that idea.
I don't think I'll ever, as a DM, I don't think I'll ever give out +3 weapons even to high level parties, because
at most +2.
Yeah, because just doing the game's philosophy of bounded accuracy.
Yeah,
that is so insane,
and it's more fun if you have a chance to miss.
Yeah, if it was Pathfinder, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. But overall, I think I like that idea.
I love the idea. There are just some tweaks I would do to it.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna keep it +1, I'd probably make it an epic or a rare item instead. Yeah. Actually, with the D10, I'd probably do epic.
Yeah.
But I would definitely make it better than like a Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
So either D8 or a D10.
But yeah, overall though, this is not a
good
terrible
concept.
Good concept. Not a terrible magic item by any stretch. You got a really good foundation. It just needs some tweaking and some refinement. So Narrator XD, this is actually a really good foundation to make something that is actually really great. Mm-hmm. Good job on that. All right, the next one we got the Drunken Lunar Dwarf with ancient.
Wait, where do you?
I can go like this actually, so we can see the whole title. Ancient God Eater's Bane, the Serpent Hunter. Alright, it's a great sword artifact. This legendary weapon was created to combat Igle, a serpent so large that it could swallow the very gods. The leader of those who created this weapon became so overcome with greed that he merged himself with the God Eater to gain greater strength, going insane in the process. Those who follow him hid the Serpent Hunter in hopes that one may find it and bring rest to their once great leader. The true power of this blade takes the form of a giant blade of light, only appearing when used against the Great Serpent. Okay, so this is Storm Ruler, Serpent Hunter from Elden Ring type of stuff.
Why did my brain immediately just go to a Yo Mama joke?
Okay,
instead?
okay, here's the... Okay.
Your mama's so fat, even Egle wouldn't be able to swallow her whole.
Okay, here we go. Normally does 5d10 slashing damage, but if used against a Great Serpent, an additional 8d8 radiant damage. Okay. I would say just have this do the normal greatsword damage, because its true power only shows with that. So just give it the normal just give the normal 2d6 that the greatsword does. And oh wait, I think greatsword is 1d12, isn't it?
No, 2d6.
2d6. It's
2d6 slashing.
That's right. It's the great axe that's the 1d12.
Yeah.
But yeah, so give it its normal 1d12 and make it a +2, like a +2 one, and maybe give it like a little bit of extra, flat radiant damage, like maybe +3 or 4 flat radiant damage on every hit. And then, depending on the stat block of the Serpent Hunter, doing the additional radiant damage, you can't really judge because you need the stat block of the Serpent Hunter, of Igle the Serpent.
Honestly, with this one, this is not a weapon that I would dumb down to introduce as I always have this. I would personally build an encounter or a dungeon or a scenario around this weapon.
This is like, so in other words, is like your mounted gun section kind of thing.
This is we're about to go fight this giant monster. We need something to take it down. We have it. Now that we've done it, it's going to be claimed by the gods again, kind of a thing. Once you use it, it's gone. Yeah,
once you kill the serpent, its purpose is done and the blade shatters. It's your mounted gun section of the game.
Exactly. Like, yeah, no, I would build an encounter around it, let them feel epic doing crazy damage. I wouldn't change a thing about it. I'd keep it as is, and then that way they're doing it, and then they can use it against the small guys, and do that 5d10, and then, giant serpents are coming in, boom, you're adding extra 8d8, you're just doing crazy damage. But the danger with that is if you don't do it carefully and you only give one player access to that, only one player is going to feel cool.
Yeah, but what you could do though, you just have to
plan for that.
Yeah. What you could do to build off that idea to make that encounter fun for everybody, you give your fighter, that great sword, but then have the great sword be really hard and difficult to wield, and it's the rest of the party's job to basically protect. Because while he's using that blade, maybe that blade is so big and unwieldy that the barbarian or the fighter has to use it. That blade is so big and unwieldy, he can't combat all the other guys, and all the other guys are going to hyper focus on him. And so now everybody's got to protect the guy with the doomsday weapon, so he could finish off the city destroying threat. So you guys the rest of the party
have to take out the rest strategy to protect him.
Yeah, and
I really like that idea, or an alternative similar to like how Vox Machina did they each got their god slaying weapon or whatever. And so it's like you could do something like that where it's not just the giant snake, but you introduce other crazy weapons with other crazy boss fights going on. But I think that might get more chaotic. I like your idea more.
And to really add icing on the cake, maybe the serpent is like the big environmental threat, but then you have a named villain that you've been building up over the course of the campaign that the rest of the party has to fight while the fighter is trying to stop the serpent. And so then you have kind of divided attention. Protect the fighter, stop the bad guy, and stop the serpent.
Uh-huh.
And so that way, each player has their own specific job in this encounter, that if one of them fails at their job, they could fail the whole encounter. So that way, even though only one of them is holding the big serpent slayer, all of them are just as important. They're all linchpins in this operation.
And to make it even more scary, make it more scary too, you have decreased movement speed because of how heavy it is.
Yeah.
And maybe you have they have advantage on attacks against you.
I would say advantage on melee attacks, because if it
melee attacks,
because
just melee attacks.
Because if you just put a bunch of archers and stuff, that might just completely.
Yeah, no. Just melee attacks. Advantage on melee attacks.
Yeah, and so you have this thing where they have to make it from point A to point B while being harried, so they can go and take out the serpent, and so. But that way, everybody gets to feel epic. And with the named villain there that the fighter can't focus on because he has to stop the giant monster, that way, everybody gets to be the hero, not just the guy taking on the giant monster. Everybody gets to be the hero. It's
going to be your scariest escort quest.
Exactly. So the Drunken Lunar Dwarf... The Drunken Lunar Dwarf.
I wouldn't change a thing about it. I'd keep it exactly.
Yeah, this is not a magic item you give to your party. This is the MacGuffin of an insanely intense boss encounter. Maybe a campaign finale boss encounter. So
BDG.
As a standard magic item, it doesn't work. But you build that encounter around it, and you can have probably one of the most fun sessions ever. So
either that or this is all right. So you're in the middle of a battlefield and you're all level 20 and and you just meet outside a tavern and this is what's happening.
All right. The next one we have one that is in the positive by Cerevorn, and it looks like it is an attunement based one. It's called the Arachnoambulator. All right, I'm interested. It's a wondrous item. It varies by attunement with a creature with intelligence score of 8 or higher. Sorry, Grog, you don't get this one. The Arachnoambulator is a set of 8 mechanical legs affixed to a chair into which the operator can sit. These are typically designed for creatures cannot otherwise move under their own power.
It's basically like a wheelchair.
This is awesome. Okay. While attuned to the item, the operator can control it telepathically to give themselves a moving speed and other benefits. The ambulator comes in one of 3 varieties. Rare, walking speed equals 25 feet plus 5 feet multiplied by your intelligence modifier. Okay. Very rare.
Impressing.
Rare plus either a climbing or swimming speed equal to your walking speed. I take the climbing speed because that would be freaking dope. Legendary. Yeah. Rare plus climbing and swimming speed equal to your walking speed. Plus can hover up to 15 feet while moving. Your movement speed increases by 10 feet. So suddenly, your paralyzed wizard is now the fastest thing on the battlefield. Oh.
And for being doing a legendary one, I'm like, if you're doing a legendary, you're giving a legendary item. So it's like, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's like, oh no, but then it's
I'm like I can just, he's like, oh, well, that's the 15 feet hover is free. I'm like, you could just give him a magic broom, and that's not legendary.
Not or in our campaign, we're level 4, and Parker's character's base movement speed is 50. He's a monk with the mobile feet, like. You're already super fast. So by the time you're getting a legendary thing, because this could be really cool.
What if you're upgrading it?
This could be really cool because imagine an artillerist artificer with this, making cannons and things like that, and then part of their story is they are this wheelchair. What if it took one of their infusion slots?
I just barely read a little bit ahead. You should keep reading.
All right. The Arachnoambulator grants its operator a base jump distance equal to twice your walking speed. Lets them add 1d8 to dexterity checks and saving throws, and deals 1d4, 2d4, or 3d4 non-magical piercing damage. That's actually a pretty cool limiter to creatures hitting it, or its operator with melee text based on rarity. Okay, lastly, so it's also got defense thing like Spider-Man's insta-kill leg thing.
Right. I don't know how I feel
Um,
about that jump distance though.
Jump distance is a little bit too much. It should be based off of the intelligence score, like it's based on your strength score, not your walking speed.
Yeah, your jump distance is based off of your intelligence modifier, not your strength modifier, is what I would do.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I
Other
would
than
be
that,
able to jump very far.
everything else on that, everything else on that, and at first it's like, oh, that when you get hit, that's a bit much damage, but having it be non-magical, perfect balancer.
Yeah.
So I really like that. Lastly, the Arachnoambulator can, at a cost, be modified with 1, 2, or 3 of the following enhancements depending on rarity. Okay, with
Okay.
this magic item, I'm just saying, with this magic item, instead of this just being a magic item, you could honestly just make a subclass out of this. Imagine just.
Right.
I know we can't make artificer subclasses, which
Yeah.
still pains me, but imagine
We'll call it the Xavier.
No. But like, imagine your subclass is not like the armor, but it's a vehicle. So you're on it's a vehicle that you're driving. So you get advantage on stealth, acrobatics, or athletic checks. Creatures gain no benefit from flanking and pack tactics. I like this one. I like this one. It's niche enough to not be super overpowered, but it is useful enough to never not be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Proficiency in intimidation, expertise if you already have proficiency, advantage on initiative rolls. Unarmed strikes can use the chair and deal additional slashing damage equal to your intelligence modifier. Does not require attunement to use. +1 to your dexterity score. Immunity to force movement. Can grapple using the ambulator, leaving your hands free. That would be pretty cool. The artillerist with their... Because they can make their Eldritch Cannon basically just a gun in their hands. Imagine that, your wheelchair grabs them and he just point blank... can cast a Misty Step a number of times per short rest equal to half your proficiency modifier rounded down. Enhancements may not be removed from the... Oh, that's actually
Once
a
you got
really
it,
good balancer.
You lock it in.
Got it, you lock it in. Okay. I really like this magic item. The one thing I would do is I would probably nerf the speed a little bit, nerf the jump, and then give a lower rarity. Maybe start with a common rarity that literally only gives you the 25 movement speed, so that way you can start as a character who is unable to walk, as a disabled character, because that would actually be really cool, because that's one thing. I think it's really good for like creativity, inclusivity, and things like that, because it's like inclusivity and all that, because it just opens up so many avenues. So start with just a common version of it.
They allow the option to upgrade.
Yeah. So it's like, because imagine giving this, somebody makes their artificer or their wizard who's paralyzed from the waist down or something like that, and so you start them out with this and the common variety, which only gives them the 25-foot walking speed and nothing else, and then they can literally upgrade this over the campaign. It's like having a little mini thing added to your character subclass, which I think would be so flippin' cool.
And I would definitely put a note in there and just say it replaces your movement speed. You can't not combine your movement speed. In other words, like, unless, like, if you're using it, like, that is going to be using your movement speed, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I think
like,
that's implied, but yeah,
I know, just like a little note on there. Obviously, DMs can do whatever the heck they want.
Yeah, but overall, this is fantastic. I really like this. It is typically designed for creatures that cannot otherwise move under their own power. So,
also, I would probably change the dexterity checks and have it increase in dice depending on the rarity of it. So no addition if it is the base, the common one that you were talking about. and then probably 1d4, then 1d6, then 1d8 for the legendary.
For which one?
For the dexterity
yeah.
checks and saving throws. Because it says for dexterity checks and saving throws. Also, I don't know if I would do checks, maybe just saving throws.
Just saving throws, yeah.
Because you shouldn't get a bonus to stealth using a giant chair.
Unless you specifically spec into it.
Exactly.
But yeah, but
so
otherwise,
I would just do saving throws.
Yeah. But otherwise, this is absolutely fantastic.
And then also for the damage, as far as like doing that, I would probably trigger a reaction to cause that to happen. It uses your reaction. I don't think it should be automatic.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would just be, you have the 3d4, you're going against a monk who's trying to attack you, and they're using fury blows and all that, just bam, hit, bam, hit, bam, hit. And it's just like, nah, they use your reaction if you want to use it.
But yeah, but still though, this is like, there's just a couple tweaks here and there. This is fantastic. I really like this. Great job, Cereborn. That's great.
How's your drawing coming along, Erica?
I just finished his ears.
Can we see an update?
Yeah.
I love it.
It's so good.
He is very uncomfortable.
All right.
I love that.
Yep.
Okay, this one is I'll go to the details page so we can see the whole thing. Armor of the End Times, Elven Mithril Warplate +2.
Ooh.
Okay. This one is so this one is Mithril is a light, flexible metal. The armor normally poses disadvantage on stealth checks or is your strength requirement, but the Mithril version of armor doesn't. Yep. These mithril sets of plate armor worn almost exclusively by heavy elven infantry of significant renown used to only be issued out in times of dire emergency. But over time, none of these magical mithril suits of armor have been either located, looted, stolen, or given to adventurers of other races. Plate consists of shaped interlocking metal plates to cover the entire body. A suit of plate includes gauntlets, heavy leather boots, a visored helmet, and thick layers of padding underneath the armor. Buckles and straps distribute the weight over the body. Okay. So it's
just a +2 armor that doesn't give you disadvantage.
Yeah.
On I'm okay with that.
And you gave it some
a straightforward one.
And you gave it some really cool backstory. I love these straightforward ones. They're just I took this basic thing and gave it some cool lore.
And just added on.
I love it. I love this creativity because it's like you don't need to make everything from scratch. You just give it a little bit of backstory and it's great. Yeah, I've got no complaints. Lauren Dark After? Yep. Lauren Dark After. He's a dark after.
He's a dark after.
That's just solid. I've got
Hey, VKO is back.
VKO. All right. Ashen Vale.
Is this just in a reference to World of Warcraft? Nope, it's definitely not.
Blade of the Ember Warden. All right. Forged in the volcanic forges by the Ember Wardens, Ashenvale was designed to channel both fire and fury. It ignites with a blazing heat when wielded, turning the battlefield into an inferno while shielding its wielder in cinders and flame. Side note. This is a late-game edition of my weapon, the Flame-Bound Blade and the Flame-Bound Scimitar, so it's relatively powerful. If you want something a little weaker, you can go check those out. Okay, so this is like the final form. That's cool, that's cool. Ember Strike. Right. Ashenvale burns with ancient fire. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with this weapon, you can deal additional 1d6 fire damage. If the target is a creature made of plant material or is vulnerable to fire, it takes an extra 1d6 fire damage. Really solid. That's fantastic. That's an amazing ability. Not really strong, not overpowered. It's slightly less powerful than a flame.
And it specifies once per turn.
Yeah, which means it's less overpowered. That ability alone, if you ignore all the other ones, it's less overpowered than a flame tongue weapon, which means I'm more likely to use it.
That's straight up what my giant stuff does is Reikos.
Yeah.
Once per turn, I get add extra d6.
Yeah. Cloak of Cinders. As a bonus action, you can summon a fiery aura that cloaks you for 1 minute. While active, any creature that hits you with a melee attack takes 1d4 fire damage. This ability can be used once per short rest. Really solid, especially for an artifact weapon. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Blazing Edge. The blade of this weapon is wreathed in a firing glow that lights the way. The sword sheds bright light in a 15-foot radius and a dim light for an additional 15 feet. You can extinguish or reignite this flame as a bonus action. Give us some utility. I love it. Mwah.
Love it.
And then here we go. This one sounds insane. Ashes to Ashes. Once per long rest, if you were to drop to 0 hit points, you can choose to survive at 1 hit point instead. When you do, all creatures within 10 feet of you must make a dexterity saving throw DC 15, taking 2d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Yo, this is just a blade forged from the heart of a phoenix. That is so freaking cool.
I just love this as is. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
This is amazing
because it's an artifact. Just because it's an artifact, I would say for the Cloak of Cinders, don't make it concentration. It just happens.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not concentration.
I know. I was gonna say so it's great as is.
Like, this is something that you can spend, like let's say, once again, relating it back to Vox Machina, let's say your campaign is based around finding these legendary artifacts to stop a world-ending threat. This is your fighter's thing. Ashenvale is the legendary sword that you hunt down for your fighter.
I love this and I want it.
This is just great. There's literally... Yeah.
There's nothing I would change about it.
Nothing I would change. VKO, masterpiece. This is fantastic.
That's my favorite weapon so far.
That is so good. Like, ooh, I like it. All right, we have Rena Wildflower, Back You Beast, Arcane Barstool. Alrighty. Wondrous item rare. Appears as a wearable feather. As a reaction, when you get targeted by a melee attack within 5 feet, you pull out the feather and say the words, "Back you beast." An arcane stool then appears to help you fend off the attack, giving you a +4 for the attack. So +4 to AC is what I'm guessing. If the attack misses because of this, the user moves back 5 feet. So you're basically, I summon Chair of Defense. I like this one. It's useful and funny. This is great.
I went in and left a comment on the Ashenvale one because I love that.
Yeah, that is fantastic. But this is kind of funny. This is literally just summon a Chair of Defense to push him back. Oh, the Back You Beast. I feel like, I don't know if that's a specific reference to something. I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, this is just a slightly weaker cast of shield. It's great. Yeah. Only thing I do is give it a couple limited uses per day, and then boom, you're done. That's great. Very specific. Very oddly specific to summon a bar stool, but I love it.
You beast.
All right. Ooh. We get Trevor Belmont's Morning Star.
Isn't that from
Castlevania?
Castlevania.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's the whip, but that has the chain with like the mace head on it, and it literally causes vampires to explode. Vampires and undead to explode where they get hit. Weapon Whip artifact requires attunement by a dedication to fighting Hell's Gift of Eternal Night. One must also be incredibly dexterous and must be skilled with whips. This whip is another holy weapon created by the Belmont clan. Unlike the Vampire Killer, this whip is made of a long silver chain. The end is an intricate mace head that deals much more damage on impact than the Vampire Killer. This requires true mastery with whips to wield, as the chain makes it harder to wield in battle against creatures of the night. When used at its true power, the whip itself is enwreathed in flames and will do far more damage against vampires and the like. This holy weapon was thought to be lost after Trevor Belmont fought and killed the one who consumes death. Proficiency with whips does this. Oh, so it's just... Let's see... Okay, so this is, that's all just flavor text. It doesn't give us specific mechanics on it. Which I'm guessing...
mechanics.
Yeah, which I'm guessing you just did the easy mechanics at your table. Some of these are
Yeah.
some of these are things that are made. We have to keep in mind some of these are things that are made. So just so their players can add it to their inventory, so they probably know how it works exactly around their table.
Right. Right.
Okay.
I did the thing that came to my mind though is imagine being a that vampire warlock with one of these.
Okay. I got to show you this.
Almost like a Karlach style. You're a vampire hunter, but your patron is
Okay. I got to show you this right here. Just this scene. If it's just a little bit, we've got stuff covering it for copyright stuff, and I'm keeping it minimized. But just to show you, the silver one is the Morning Star, and you just get to see him go absolutely nuts with it. Let's see. This right here, just both of the whips, wreaths in flame.
There was a bug.
It's gone now. So yeah, so that's just a cool thing.
Okay, so that's what they were tailoring that after. Got it.
Yeah. All right, we got Ben's Patch of Truancy. Wondrous item rare, requires attunement by a cleric of Bulldry. A piece of embroidered fabric has a symbol of Bulldry on it, with rough stitching over it in an attempt to cover the wording underneath. This piece is a school patch belonging to Ben, given freely to Lolas as a token of goodwill after Lola's amulet was destroyed. This piece can be sewn onto any item of clothing, or alternatively onto an appropriate shield to grant its effects. This item counts as a +2 holy symbol and has 5 charges. Once attuned, the patch gives the following benefits. Spells. You can expend one or more of its charges to cast one of the following spells from it, using your spell save DC and spell casting ability modifier. Pass Without Trace, Mass Healing Word, Non-Detection, or Greater Restoration. Awesome. Channel Divinity. You can expend all 5 charges to use your Channel Divinity feature without expending one of the feature's uses. Ooh!
I like that. That right there is just cool.
The patch regains 1d4 plus 1 expended charges daily at dawn. At the end of each day, if you have expended all 5 charges, roll a d100. On a 10 or lower, the patch falls apart into tattered pieces of a fabric and holds no magic.
Yep, I am down with that. I like that.
It's solid. Gives you +2 to your
and
spell attack and saves.
In there.
Is what?
I said I like the negative on there. I like a good negative.
A lot of the you'd be surprised how many official magic items actually have that.
Yep.
Even ghosts,
like the snake staff.
Staff. If the snake dies, the staff is gone. That's
the staff is just broken. It's gone.
So yeah, and it's like at first that seems overpowered. She's able to unsummon and re-summon the snake, but the fact is you're bound by the rules of initiative. All it takes is one solid crit.
Yep. Well, that or like if it rolls over a trap that we didn't know was there, or anything like that.
But yeah, Ben's Patch of Truancy, by Nitro Dynamite. That was a really good one. Now we have Gay DM.
What?
Gay DM.
That's Gay DM. I love
Black Razor Mimic Weapon. Okay, I'm very interested in this. Nobody's rated it so far.
Alright. So we'll be the first to give him a positive or a negative.
Alright, so here we go. Wondrous item, very rare. Requires attunement by a creature that has fed it at least a pound of that creature's flesh. Black Razor will make this request
as in your own flesh?
I think so. Black Razor will make this request at the end of the first long rest in another creature's possession. The feeding deals 3d6 slashing damage to the creature that Black Razor attunes to. Okay, so you have to let it take a bite out of you. You have a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon if it is in the shape of a melee weapon or a piece of ammunition. You can change its shape? Oh yeah, it's a wondrous item. So you can it's a mimic. You can change its form.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sick.
Now, one thing I like about it, it specifies in there at the end of the long rest. You don't get that healing back.
Yeah,
if you do it, you have to go into it with that damage taken.
I'm like glancing ahead. This actually looks great.
I'm excited. Let's see this.
Once per turn, while wielding Black Razor, a creature can cast the Acid Slash spell in space of it. This is digestive enzymes. In place of an attack during the attack action, spell save DC 13, ignoring all spell components by having Black Razor open up a mouth along its form and spitting a glob of sticky, foul-smelling acid at the targets. The cantrip's damage scales off the wielder's level, so it levels up with you like any other cantrip. That's really...
Oh, it says in place of an attack.
Yes.
So in other words, if you got multi-attack, you can do it twice.
Yeah. No.
Like
once per turn. It says once per turn. So...
Oh, yeah.
So you'd have to just make your normal attacks. But still, that's really cool. And honestly,
so you can do DC that and a normal attack.
And a DC 13 save on a cantrip, I mean, that's not overpowered at all. That's great.
Not at all.
A shape changer. Black Razor is actually a mimic, who is especially proficient in turning into armaments. As an action, you can command Black Razor to change its shape, which you may utter as part of the command word. Black Razor can change its shape into any simple or martial weapon, shield, or simple form no larger than 2 cubic feet. Black Razor cannot turn into multiple objects. That's really cool. You just got yourself a freaking Spren. You're a Knight Radiant, but your Spren is a monster that eats people. That is sick as hell. I love it.
Let's destroy evil.
It's just Nightblood, but sentient
form.
Black Razor is a sentient, chaotic neutral item with an intelligence of 7, a wisdom of 13, and a charisma of 12. It has hearing and dark vision out to a range of 60 feet. It can speak, read, and understand common, and can communicate by opening mouths across its material. Its voice is determined by the size of the mouth. Black Razor has neither gender nor sex, as mimics reproduce asexually. So you basically got a Sukuna sword.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. Have you seen any of in your YouTube shorts, Andrew, have you seen any of the clips of the Jujutsu Kaisen abridged?
No.
It's basically...
Wait, yes.
Sukuna shows up to talk just to say things to get him canceled.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Alright. Personality. Black Razor speaks with a giddy tone, always eager to kill for its master. Alright, it is Nightblood. It will sometimes urge its wielder to kill creatures, but it can be easily denied with a firm rejection. Black Razor will always follow the commands of its master unless they've come on bad terms, and will avoid being exposed as a mimic without its master's permission. Black Razor chooses to assist its master due to the idea that it may gain more food by assisting an adventuring party than by fighting them. Aside from eating meat, Black Razor does not need to drink, but does enjoy alcoholic beverages as a treat. Although Black Razor can turn into a piercing or bludgeoning weapon, it is always much more enthusiastic to be a slashing weapon like a sword. Interesting. Okay. Black Razor is unaware of the legendary sentient sword. Of the name hidden in White Plume Mountain. It chose the name for itself since it thought it sounded cool. Oh my gosh!
I love this weapon.
Hunger. Black Razor must be fed 16 pounds of raw meat each day, or it will be hungry. When hungry, Black Razor will become unruly and abrasive, urging the wielder to find it food as soon as possible. Its appearance will change to be clearly made of flesh, bone, and sinew in any shape the wielder tries to change it to. Additionally, once per turn, when the wielder misses an attack roll with Black Razor as a melee weapon, Black Razor will flex wildly out of shape and make an additional attack roll against a random creature within reach. Yo! So he's gonna snap out and bite anything that it could get his hands on. That is so cool. So there's a positive / negative, because also when he's hungry, he looks like flesh and bone, which means you can't conceal him. Oh! This has so many cool things.
Really quick, your stream on Discord ended for the music.
Oh, I think I don't know why it would have.
No, the Discord stream specifically.
I know.
Like,
I don't know
it
why
might have just
would've.
disconnected.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
Thank you.
And then rest. After an adventuring day, Black Razor needs to rest. It does this by turning into a perfect 1 foot cube of meat for 8 hours. Failure to get sleep will have Black Razor not respond to any commands for it to shapeshift unless it has achieved the appropriate amount of rest. So it just... You just out-leveled your Pokemon.
Yeah.
Creature. The special properties of Black Razor cannot be dispelled or suppressed by an anti-magic field or similar magic, as its properties arise from being a creature and not from it being enchanted.
As far as the hunger, I would just leave that up to DM discretion. Have the recommended, and then do DM discretion as far as how much, depending on the settings of the campaign.
I mean, yeah. But
I love this. That is a great idea of having a sentient weapon.
yeah.
We were literally just talking about Gavin wanting to have a sentient weapon right before the stream.
Nice.
I have zero critiques about it.
I'm gonna upvote that. That was awesome. Keep going. I gotta pee real quick.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. We're doing a stream.
I am posting just that comment. Like, that is so well thought out.
Mm-hmm.
That one is so well thought out and just seems like so much fun. I really like that. I really like that. Gay DM, you are incredible. That is... I want to play at your table. That sounds like so much fun. To put the amount of work into this and just do this, like... Oh, man, just... Whoo! I love it. I love it so much. It's just so good. It's so good. Oh man, it makes me so happy. That one just makes me so giddy. This one deserves so much attention. I love it. Absolutely adore it. It's perfect. It is perfect. Oh man. This makes me so happy. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, the next one is another Blight Reaver. Is another VKO one called Blight Reaver. All right, Andrew. Now that you're back,
I was just face planted it into the wall.
Oh, nice. Now that you're back, Andrew, I'm gonna hurry and use the restroom too. So entertain the crowd while I'm gone. But the next one is a VKO creation, so look forward to it.
Yeah, you have to be
I'll go
so
like
entertaining
this. I'm
now.
gonna drag the drawing over.
I was gonna do this the whole time.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
I'm not. Okay, I love how that's turning out, by the way. Yeah, I would say definitely do the beads of sweat just on the side.
Dang it. Dang it. Sean and the beautiful armor you made him have, it's so intricate.
With all the cool...
All the segments! The freaking segments!
The segments and then the green hood and then all... Yes. I love it.
Yeah. Should it be like a comically large, just... comically large bead of sweat, or just like...
Yes, make it obvious.
I mean, that's pretty obvious. It'll all be colored, so I think it will be really...
Yeah.
I mean, you take away the back and it doesn't really look like the way I want it to, but you know, you get the idea.
General idea. Yeah. I know dogs don't sweat the same, but either way, it's hilarious.
Or I could just do one big one. I don't know where to put it.
I know, right? It's because it's so intricate.
Got me some lemonade flavored sparkling ice.
Nice.
Let's do this. All right. It's so good. All right. Move that back over here. Okay. The next thing we have is Blight Reaver from VKO. So let's see. Ooh, it's a sickle, legendary. Requires attunement by a necromancer, rogue, or blood hunter. Okay.
Ooh.
So this is going to be a very edgy weapon. Its name is Blight Reaver.
I'm interested.
That's a sickle, so that's pretty cool. Blight Reaver is a cursed weapon said to have been created by a forgotten necromancer. Its blade made from the bone of an ancient beast. The scythe radiates an aura of decay and ruin, with every swing spreading death and decay, reaping the vitality of those it cuts down. Side note, this is a late game weapon, which makes it extremely powerful. And then, also, Dear Dean Beyond, please add scythes as a base weapon. Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so what can Blight Reaver do? Touch of Decay. Blight Reaver's blade emits a dark, corrupting energy. As a bonus action, you can cause the scythe to exude a necrotic aura for 1 minute while active. Any creature of your choice within 10 feet of you takes 1d4 necrotic damage at the start of its turn. This ability can be used once per long rest. Okay, so it's just like... yeah, on every turn for 10 rounds, bonus action, you're gonna hurt a bit more, you're gonna hurt a bit more. I like that. Solid.
Although, why at the start of its next turn and not just, like, immediately?
I don't think it really makes a difference. Probably it's the slow encroaching thing of death.
The impending feeling of doom.
Yeah, you're about to give them a... Is it strokes or heart attack?
Decay
that
is
gives
all
you
about,
that?
like, elongated.
Hey, nurse, is it... do people feel the impending sense of doom with heart attacks or strokes? As a symptom?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible to feel it with both, but I believe it's heart attacks.
So that's what you're doing, giving them a minor
That's
heart
what
attack.
I just call anxiety.
Yeah.
All right. Then you have Withering Strike. When you hit a creature with this weapon, the target must make a Constitution saving throw of DC 15 or be afflicted with necrotic energy. On a failed save, the creature takes an additional 1d6 necrotic damage and cannot regain hit points until the start of their next turn.
It says of your next turn.
Of your next turn. Alright, so if you got an enemy cleric, just be like, nope. Or a troll, or anything that regenerates. It's just not an insane amount of monsters, but more than you'd think.
Yeah, and once again, key thing being here, end game,
Yeah.
late game weapon.
Harvest.
So yeah, I think that's cool.
Yeah. Harvest of Life. Once per short rest, when you reduce a creature to 0 hit points with this weapon, you can drain its life force. You regain hit points equal to 2d6 plus your Constitution modifier, and a shadowy aura briefly surrounds you, granting you advantage to saving throws against necrotic damage until the end of your next turn.
I like it.
Yeah, solid.
Just a little bit of healing, and you have to get the final hit on it.
Yeah, and then Reaping Winds. This weapon's long, curved blade grants extended reach. When you make an attack of opportunity with this weapon, you can target a creature up to 10 feet away, and you have advantage on the attack roll. You may use this ability once per short rest. Nice, so it just like grows out in this... Slash him. That's neat.
Personally, I think I would just give it the, rather than a sickle, because I think it'd be cooler as a halberd scythe. I would just say have both variations of it, and either have the small one grow out or just have the big one already
Have it
be
be able
10
to
feet.
change into different form, into
Uh-huh.
the one or two-handed form. Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly, once again, VKO, absolute banger. I've got,
I like it.
yeah, not.
I don't think there's much modifications that I'd make
Yeah.
to it.
I mean, it's just really good because, once again, I VKO's thing seems to be with their legendary weapons, and I absolutely love this. It's not. It doesn't give you insane numbers on anything. What it does is give you a tool, a list. It gives you a new tool belt to dip into. You have a variety of things that aren't super overpowered, that aren't overpowered on their own by any stretch. But you basically are handing them a small toolkit, which is way cooler and more in line with Dungeons and Dragons' philosophy of horizontal progression rather than vertical progression. So rather than just increasing numbers, you're giving them more things that they can do. Yeah.
Which I always prefer those, because then I feel like those are a lot easier to have niche, cool, epic moments.
Yeah.
Rather than just always, oh, I hit hard again for the 50th time.
I mean, looking at it, it's by a necromancer, rogue, or blood hunter. Imagine Delland with this. This is the perfect
I know, I
Delland
love
weapon.
it. Yeah.
All right. The next one we have is by Neptune 0116, Brave Juice. It's very positively received.
Yeah. Wondrous
This
item.
Rare. This ghastly crimson fluid has congealed blood clots floating in it and reeks of decay. It's been harvested from the guts of an engorged sturge. Should you really drink it? Oh, you guys fought sturges before.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Paragon fought sturges. They're those mosquito dudes.
I
For
see.
1 minute after drinking it, you are filled with a powerful, uncontrollable rage. You gain +2 to attack and damage rolls with melee weapons and are immune to the frightened condition. All attacks made against you during this time are at advantage as you abandon reason for bloodlust. When the effect ends, you gain a level of exhaustion. This is a good Hail Mary. Hail Mary.
Well, and
object.
it's just a wondrous item, so I'm like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's just a potion. This is just this is a Hail Mary. Like, oh crap, we're in a really bad situation. We need to get this out. And then it's just like,
especially if you're fighting something that has a lot of frightened effects.
Yeah, and then you just have the fighter or the barbarian be like, hold my beer, chug this thing, and go out. And now you have an ultimate distraction and damage dealer. Because a +2 to attack and damage rolls, that's going to stack, especially with somebody who has extra attack. So that's going to be really
extra
I
4
have
damage
that.
per round.
I do that.
Also playing Xeno.
Of course I know him. He's me.
Yeah. And playing Xeno, I now know how you guys all felt. Just like waiting for level 5 to get that extra attack.
Oh, I know. I usually I look forward to level 4, but then on Reikos, I'm like, I want level 5. I want level 5. I want level 5.
Yeah, I really like this. You gave it an origin, and it has a solid thing that's really useful with a downside. So you get to, it's not just a thing of I use this thing as a mindless decision. Like you got to actually think very tactfully.
Well, and the other thing I appreciate about it is a lot of the ones we've been reviewing are like huge, giant, epic items. So I always like seeing like the small little random items.
I like the middle level stuff. A lot of people, that's the one thing, like, going through spells and stuff, so many of them are like, this is my 9th level spell, or cantrip. There's not a lot of middle ground. Broken One, Cursed...
You got something you want to share, Erica?
Something you want... Something you want to share with the class?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh. I see 2 Artivons there.
It's always there, whispering.
Always watching.
Always there,
Right.
talking.
I love that you have like sticky notes for the eyes.
Yeah, that was the original meme.
Yeah. Oh my
right.
gosh.
Next we have Broken One, Cursed Compass. Alright, Wondrous Item, Unknown Rarity. It is an object that was used to trap an unknown being inside for undetermined reasons. The needle of this compass is stuck facing west by magical means. Any attempts to move the needle proves unsuccessful. The creature who attempts to move the needle hears fiendish laughter while doing so. Hearing this laughter causes the being restrained within the compass to be unleashed from its magical prison.
Dang,
Oh, okay.
that's
All right.
If one
serious.
who attempted to move the needle is deafened or cannot hear the laughter, the being remains restrained. All right, so give it to Bennick.
Yeah, our deaf,
Sean's deaf
Benny-
dwarf.
yeah.
The dwarven merchant. The being attempts to invade the
Dwarf.
creature that attempted to move the needle. Oh, so it's possession. The target must make a successful DC 16 wisdom saving throw or have their mind invaded by the being. An invaded creature is constantly under the subject of the being's influence. A creature under the being's influence is cursed. The being can be any evil alignment. Once at the beginning of the cursed creature's turn, the being may cast command on the cursed creature, being forced to make a wisdom saving throw for all subject to one of the being's commands. The being may be forced back into its prison or a similar one by a non-cursed creature using the Dispel magic spell. The being calls itself the Broken One. Okay.
I like it. That's a fun little
Yeah.
cursed item.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's
Interesting.
just like you just got a compass. All right. And lots of people don't think much of it, and it's like, which way is it pointing right now? West. How about now? West. Huh. It's your classic. What's that obelisk doing? I'm gonna knock it over.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those
the-
secret items that you give to them, and it's just a secret item that you give to them, and
Yeah.
then if they work with it, it's one of those like, I've been waiting 100 episodes for
See,
you to move the needle.
Yes. I love this kind of stuff where it's like the magic items that aren't just, oh, here's a magic item that's something you could do. I love it when it's like, here's a story point you get to follow. I love these things so much. The only thing I would say is just like, just make it, just format this paragraph into a couple different ones, make it a bit easier to read, and then that's it. I love the idea of this. It's great. It's awesome.
Just don't give it to Reikos because he always knows which way is north, so he has no need for a compass.
So he just wouldn't pick it up.
Yep.
Hey, but this way he'll always know which way is west as well. All right, that way's north. Okay, so that way's south. Oh no. All right. The Cloak of Heroes, Cloak of Protection. You gain a +2 bonus to AC and saving throws while you wear this cloak, so it's just a more powerful Cloak of Protection.
Yeah.
The cloak comes in 2 general varieties, bright and colorful, or dark and clandestine. Both cloaks come with a suitably colored hood.
Yeah, just
Solid.
straightforward.
Does its job.
Nice.
Once again, a lot of these things are once again made so it's just like, oh, you have this, but rather than just giving him a cloak of protection, they give it a name and stuff for their table specifically.
Yep.
Mhm. Fair enough.
All right, the Catch Orb by Karen the Kobold. Wondrous item, legendary. The orb can catch any monster based on
It's
the
just a
challenge level.
Pokeball.
Example, Mimic, CR2 equals 93% chance. Yeah, it's just a Pokeball.
That's all that is.
Based on their
Orb.
challenge level. But what's the ratio? So CR2 is a 93% chance. What's the ratio? I need to know this for.
How do they determine that?
Yeah, you need to give me like 2 or 3 more examples so I can get the math figured out. I love how
Let's
it
see
has
what the-
upvotes though, because people just like Pokemon.
Right. The only comment is, this is cool.
Yeah. Condensed Reality Orb by Jeffrey Two Fingers.
That is
Where are
a
the
great
other ones?
username,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, we're the other
All right,
one.
it is.
Oh,
an
they're not
artifact.
his.
It is an artifact. Requires attunement. And it's a wondrous item. You can use an action to place this 1-inch orb on the ground and speak its command word. The orb rapidly grows and remains until you use an action to speak the command word that dismisses it, which works only if the orb is empty. The orb is a 50-foot sphere of magic around the attuned, and anything inside or entering the orb cannot escape. The attuned is immune to all damage within the orb, and any creature within the orb attempts to attack the attuned will be knocked prone, given level 3 exhaustion. This orb cannot be dispelled. When the orb is used, the attuned is able to make the following actions. Move/teleport a creature/item anywhere within the orb. Confine a creature/item to a space within the orb. Transform any creature item within the orb to anything you wish. Change the appearance of any creature/item within the orb. Change the terrain within the orb to anything you wish. Heal any creature within the orb by 4d10 HP. Replenish your spell slots. Increase or decrease the size, HP, AC, strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and or charisma of any creature within the orb. Delete, add any feat, ability, and or language form to any creature within the orb. Change the background, personality traits, flaws, attributes, and or class of any creature within the orb. Bring any item the orb within the life. So this is just the reality stone.
No, this is what it needs to be turned into is developer mode. That's what it's called.
Creative mode.
No, not creative. Creative lets you do stuff, but the fact that you can go in and change all those stuff, you're going to developer mode. You're accessing the code of the game to change your stats.
Yeah.
I went to the install files and changed the coding. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't see any moment where I would use this.
I love this as a lore item. I love this as a lore item, but no player should ever have this.
I would never give it to any players, and I would never use it against any players.
It should be something that you're like the MacGuffin of the whole
It's like,
campaign.
hey, look at this. Goodbye. No, I don't think I'd ever use it.
Yeah,
it's too all powerful.
I feel like this is an item that just says, "Hey, you DM."
Yeah,
that's what it does.
Right.
All right, I don't really have much to say on that. I feel like it speaks for itself. All right, Covenant of the Deku Cloak. It requires attunement and is by Terciel.
I
Wondrous
wonder if this
item,
is self-explanatory.
Wondrous item, uncommon. Requires attunement by a must be attuned with and wielding the Covenant of Kokiri Sling. Must plant one Deku seed every new moon. I think this is a setting specific one. In addition to the properties of a cloak of elven kind, this hooded cloak has the additional properties. The hooded cloak is a shade of green that always seems to match the color of the trees around you. That's cool. I mean, that's kind of what the elven kind already does. It just matches the color.
Yeah.
While wearing this hood, you have advantage on stealth while in the forest or wooded area. That's what
elven kind always gives you advantage.
That's what it does. But the cloak has an inner pouch that contains a satchel of Deku seeds. These seeds can be used as ammunition for the Covenant of Kokiri Sling, eaten as 1 meal's worth of nourishment, are thrown at an enemy to deal 1d4 damage and stun them for one round, or until they take damage, whichever is sooner. Okay, that's cool. If you have to get away, stun, run. An enemy stunned this way may make an attack as a reaction after recovering from being stunned. Okay. Neat.
It's just a wondrous common item, so it's just a little interesting thing.
Yeah, a little interesting one because you need this sling, so it's just like this is very.
So really, the
specific.
only difference is the Deku seeds. See, I thought it was gonna be a reference to My Hero. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but honestly, like this seems very, very setting specific.
Yeah,
and so I can't really judge based on what is good or bad because this feels very integrated with your world.
Well, and it comes with the next item, which is a Covenant of the Kokiri Sling.
So let's see what this is. All right.
Give that in combo with the
so you have to have both. So in order to use either of them, you have to have both. You can't do one or the other without.
Okay.
So keep in mind, if this thing is strong, it takes 2 attunement slots basically.
Yep.
So here we go. The sling has the properties of a vicious sling. When you roll a 20 on your attack roll with this magic weapon, the target takes an extra 2d6 damage of the weapon's type. Yeah, so it's vicious.
Yep.
In addition to the following effects. Seed of the Green. When you miss an enemy with your sling, make a second attack roll. If this attack would be enough to hit the enemy, consult the following table for effects. 1 to 5, no effect. 6, a patch of grass or moss grows appears under the enemy, whichever is most appropriate for the locale, but causes no changes to the terrain. That's cool. Really cool flavor. 7, a small thorny shrub sprouts under the enemy, dealing 1d4 piercing damage. That's really cool. 8, a medium sapling 5 feet tall suddenly sprouts under the enemy, dealing 1d6 piercing damage. 9, a large tree 10 feet tall suddenly sprouts up from under the enemy, dealing 1d8 piercing damage. And 10, a giant tree 20 feet tall suddenly shoots up from under the enemy, dealing 1d10 piercing damage. 1 turn later, it drops a cluster of large spiny pine cones in a 5-foot radius, dealing 2d6 damage to anyone they hit. 16 dexterity save required to avoid taking the damage.
So not half as much, it'd just be fully negate it.
Yeah, and then okay,
use
so
a number of times.
when you make a second attack roll.
No, so if you miss an enemy, then on the second attack,
Yeah.
I think
it's saying if you hit, roll a d10. I think that's what it's doing. Okay.
and it's not saying you're doing the damage. It's you miss, and that seed is if you hit them on that second attempt.
Yep. So like basically so you're not attacking again. It's basically if you miss, would they still be in range to get hit by the area of effect?
By the area of effect.
Okay, that makes more sense. It was a little unclear, but now that I'm understanding it, that is awesome. Because at first it was like advantage on pretty much almost advantage on almost every attack roll.
If you miss, it lands on the ground. Is it going to land on the ground under them and cause an effect?
Yeah. Okay. And we already know what the seed does on a hit as well.
Yep.
Okay. This ability
Nature's
can be used.
Bounty.
Oh, okay. This ability can be used a number of times equal to your spell casting modifier per short rest. Okay. Then giving it the limited uses also makes it much better. Nature's Bounty. The sling requires no traditional ammunition. Instead, while you wield it, it can be used with the contents of the Deku pouch provided by the Covenant of the Deku Hood. Treat this ammunition as magical for overcoming resistances and damage reduction. Excuse me.
Yep, that's just part of it.
Yeah. Then we got Hylia's Unity. At the start of any combat, you may announce your devotion to one of 3 aspects of Hylia: Din, Furor, or Nehru. Doing so will grant you the following effect for the duration of the battle. Din, the aspect of fire, and the passing of seasons. For the duration of the counter, you may add 1d6 fire damage to any attack made using this weapon. On your first natural 20 of this comment, you summon a greater fire elemental for 1d3 rounds. Furor, remember, this requires 2 attunement slots, and it's rare, so it's thinking...
I would make, given that last portion, though, I would up it to legendary instead of rare.
No, because here's the thing. Rare is intended for level 8s and above. So that is... you have you have to, 1, choose this option, and 2, get a natural 20. And it's only for 1d3 rounds.
You just already get an added 1d6 of fire on top of the extra stunning of the Deku seeds as well.
That is very true. But remember, you're also using 2 attunement slots instead of 1.
I know, but it says for the duration of the whole encounter. Not like a minute thing or anything like that.
Yeah. But let's see what the other ones do. Furor, the aspect of wind and the keeper of secrets. For the duration of this encounter, your movement speed is doubled, and you can understand and speak all languages, and you can speak telepathically with allies. While this devotion is active, you may add 1d6 lightning damage to all attacks made with this weapon. And Nehru, the aspect of ice and the passing of time. For the duration of this counter, you may encase yourself in ice as a bonus action or a reaction. Well, in case your movement speed drops to 0, but you become immune to all damage to the end of the next round. While this devotion is active, you may add 1d6 cold damage to all attacks made with this weapon. Yeah, legendary. Proficiency with the sling allows you to add your proficiency bonus to attack roll you make with it. Yeah, okay. I'm with you there. Honestly, as is...
But this is, once again, this is definitely a 100% a setting specific. And so... the one nice thing about adding big scary weapons and things like this in your campaign is now the DM can throw big scarier things at you as well.
So this is an end game. I honestly, if you want to keep it as is, it's really cool. there's only two things. There's only two things I would say. One is, yeah, with how powerful this one is, specifically the Hylia's Unity, this is enough to make it a legendary.
And personally, what I would do, rather than make the cloak, I would say, because the cloak is an uncommon one, I would say the cloak can be used independently, but the sling has to, you can have one without the other, but the other one requires the other one.
Yeah.
So the sling requires the cloak does not require the sling.
Yeah, if you put anything else in the sling, it works as just a normal non-magical sling.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like, yeah, so that could be an interesting thing. Yeah, these right here just make it really strong, but honestly, if it's a legendary weapon, and so you're like level 15, 16, or even higher and using this, then, oh no, you're just as cool as the spellcasters on the field. So
right.
So there's that. Yeah, the only my only other worry with this is very player specific. This gives a lot of cool things to do, which is a good thing. Which is a really good thing. The problem is if you don't basically give the player that has this a full in-depth crash course on this, their turns are going to grind to a screeching halt in combat.
Yep.
And it's going to be it's a lot to
keep
track
forever.
of. So you give this to the right player, it's really cool. Give this to a very experienced player, it's really cool, and they can have a lot of fun with it. Give it to someone who's newer or not so experienced, and it might bog down. They might forget a lot of things about it.
Yeah.
And yeah. But once again, it depends on this thing right here. For me, it's too overpowered for my games, but this seems very setting specific. And I don't know what your other players have at this point. Because if your other players are having things like this from your setting, then I would say as long as you can keep it balanced around the players, the only one you're making it hard on at that point is yourself, trying to come up with encounters that are challenging for you and your players.
Yeah.
But if everybody's all in on it, I'd say this is great. It takes a very specific set of circumstances and stuff. I honestly wouldn't change this like at all, other than upping the rarity. That's basically it.
And allow the cloak to work by itself.
Yeah, but other than that, this is just really cool, extremely powerful, really good lore setting. Like, I know you didn't really write any lore, but the lore is written in the abilities, which is really good.
Yep.
Which is really good. So, Terciel, I don't think this is a very universal magic item, but for a specific game, this is great. This is fantastic. I really like this. All right, and then the last one is another VKO one. There we go. Another super awesome legendary weapon that I'm gonna guess. Ooh, it's a spear. Spear of the Eternal Frost. I want to make a spear character. I want to be Kaladin, okay?
I like having my spear character on our home game.
Yeah, you got the... I noticed you with the spear and shield. I'm like, yes.
It's fun.
Okay. Cryo Shard is an ancient weapon forged from the essence of ancient ice. Its chilling presence alone being able to freeze foes in their tracks. All right. Oh, this is rare. This is an artifact one, so this is probably one of the middle ground.
Yeah.
All right. Frozen Strike. Twice per short rest. When you hit a creature with Cryo Shard, you can channel its freezing magic to deal an additional 1d6 cold damage. If the target is vulnerable to cold or made of water, the cold damage increases to 2d6, which is then doubled.
Nice.
That's really cool. Winter's Grasp. Once per short rest, when you hit a creature with a melee attack using this weapon, you can choose to freeze the ground beneath the target. The area in a 10-foot radius around the target becomes difficult terrain for 1 minute as ice spreads outwards. Creatures that start their turn in this area must succeed on a DC 13 dexterity saving throw or fall prone. That includes you. It
Yep.
doesn't specify that you are immune to this.
And it says specifically a weapon attack.
Yep.
Or sorry, a melee attack, I should say. Not thrown.
Yep, because spears have the thrown property. Oh, hey look, thrown. Icy Return. When you throw this weapon, it instantly reforms in your hand in a flurry of snow and ice, allowing you to throw it again without having to retrieve it. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus for long rest. Okay. So,
I would just have that be a permanent thing, personally.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because the Javelin Ring is just an uncommon one, a simple one.
I love my Javelin ring.
Yeah, I would say I would say give it the limited thing if you could do Winter's Grasp with it, but Winter's Grasp does say melee attack. So yeah,
Yep.
I think I agree with you. But either way, this is fantastic. And then Frost Armor. As a bonus action, you can call upon Cryo Shard to surround you in a shimmering frost for 1 minute. While active, you gain resistance to fire damage, and any creature that hits you with a melee attack takes 1d4 cold damage. This ability can be used once per long rest. Cool. Other than just removing the limit on Icy Return, I think this is great.
I really like a lot of VKO stuff.
Yeah, VKO, you are absolute bangers all around. Now, the one thing I will say, and this is not a thing about this magic item or anything. This is about D&D as a whole. Simple weapons do not get enough love because any character that would make great use of simple weapons have access to martial weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love seeing things like this. Give simple weapons more love, guys. They're so underrated. They're so cool. Give your barbarian a great club. Go for the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give Cosmo a great club. Let's host a GoFundMe for Cosmo's great club.
He has too many axes.
All right. I think it's safe to say that VKO just has the coolest. VKO has made all my favorite magic items of these. All the weapons are just really cool. They're not super strong, but they're very versatile and give you a ton of cool stuff to do. Okay, now what I wanted to go over with you guys, I want to show you my character concept. But first, that I was saying, Andrew, if I were to die or switch characters in Nikki's campaign, I'm not gonna play the video, but I'm gonna pull up the link in the description. So, Antonio D'Amico here, love this man. He gives the community free stuff at the end of all of his videos that you can use. So, I really want to go into this martial archetype, the Scion. Note it's Scion with an S and not a P. And so yeah.
It sounds all fancy like.
Hang on.
But yeah, this is playtest content. But, overview. The Scion martial archetype seeks to allow players the ability to play the archetype of the wielder of an extremely powerful magical weapon, who is on a journey to master it. This was hard to do in the game before, as 5e encourages you to change weapons as you find more powerful loot along your adventures. This subclass makes it so that your weapon, called a mythic arm, evolves along with its wielder, unlocking more of the arm's power. It brings new ways to build on the versatility inherent in the fighter class by allowing you to customize Mythic Arm in order to make it feel unique. The Mythic Arm gains additional damage type of your choice, as well as the ability to literally change its properties to unlock completely new combos. The Scion martial archetype also seeks to give fighters more prompts while in character creation to bring an additional flavor to the class through the choice of subclass. How did your scion come upon their mythic arm? Is it a weapon passed down from generation to generation of their family, or did they steal it from one of these families? Did they find the mythic arm somewhere and have to figure out the weapon's history? So, one thing, and I think once we end the stream tonight, I'm probably going to show it to these two. His actual video. He comes up with such a cool story for backstory for a character with this subclass. I'm not going to show it here because I don't want to just be like, show the whole thing. That's why I skipped through the Trevor Belmont thing earlier, just to show that one thing of animation.
Right.
But yeah, so this is so good. This is so cool. So, 3rd level, when you get your subclass, you get your mythic arm. When you choose this archetype at 3rd level... Oh, and keep in mind, this guy, his day job, he is a professional game designer. So he knows what he's doing. When you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you wield a mythic arm, an extremely powerful weapon brimming with boundless potential for you to unlock. How you acquire this mythic arm is up to you, but it must be a weapon you are proficient with. When you reach 3rd level, choose one of the following damage types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, necrotic, poison, radiant, or thunder. All mythic arm attacks made with the additional action granted by your action surge deal 1d8 of your chosen damage along with your weapon damage. So only your action surge attacks get it.
Interesting.
3rd level.
Which means once per short rest.
Yeah. 3rd level, Wielding Legend. At 3rd level, the powerful magic that makes your weapon a mythic arm binds it to you and protects it from tampering. Your mythic arm counts as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage, cannot rust, be dulled, or break, and you cannot be disarmed while wielding your mythic arm as long as you're not incapacitated. You can also sense the direction of the mythic arm's location and in which plane of existence it's located. If the arm is moving, you know the direction of its movement.
Interesting.
Additionally, your mythic arm can be absorbed.
Dude, you use it as a freaking tracker.
Yeah.
Just go and like stick it on a supply chain and then go follow it.
Yeah. Additionally, your mythic arm can absorb the enchantment and the shape of another weapon. When you acquire an enchanted weapon, you can spend 1 hour to transfer the enchantment for the enchanted weapon to your mythic arm. For example, if you wield a longsword as your mythic arm and require a +1 hand axe that has advantage on all attack rolls against beasts, you can take 1 hour to transfer that enchantment to your mythic arm, after which it will be a +1 longsword that has advantage on all attack rolls against beasts. You are also able to change your mythic arm into the shape of any weapon it has absorbed an enchantment from by spending 1 hour concentrating on it. For example, after absorbing the enchantment from the +1 hand axe of the previous example, you can now turn your mythic arm into a hand axe by spending 1 hour of concentrating on the mythic arm.
That's similar to the Hexblade.
If you do not meet the prerequisites to attune to the weapon, you cannot transfer its enchantment into your mythic arm. Once you have transformed an enchantment into the mythic arm, the original weapon loses its enchantment.
You know what I would do? Mine would be in the shape of like a prosthetic arm, and I'm just smacking people with a prosthetic arm. This is my mythical arm.
And here we go. 7th level, Wondrous Wielder. This is where the transforming weapon gets really interesting. At 7th level, you gain further control of your mythic arm, and you can manipulate the way you wield it in battle to transcend the limits of normal weapons. At the end of a long rest, you can select one of the following weapon properties to apply to your mythic arm: Finesse, Light, Reach, or Thrown, range of 20 to 60. So, imagine this. So, my concept for this character class, the weapon in its default form is a dagger. Give the dagger reach, and it extends when he slashes it. How cool is that?
That's cool.
That's really cool.
At 10th level, Unlocked Potential. From 10th level, the bond between you and your mythic arm allows you to draw even more power from your weapon. The additional damage you deal while making an attack with your mythic arm with the additional action granted by your action surge increases to 2d8. At 18th level, it becomes 3d8. So let's say I was using it still in its dagger form. When I hit 11th level and I action surge, if I land all 3 attacks, I will do 3d4 plus 6d8 damage.
No, isn't it only on the action surge
Only
attack,
on the
though?
action surge.
Which means...
hold on. That comes later. They address that later.
Okay.
Yeah. When you use, and then you choose an additional damage type for your Mythic Arm feature. When you use the Action Surge, you choose which available damage types your additional attacks will deal. At 18th level, you can choose one additional damage type. You can absorb an additional enchantment into your Mythic Arm. At 18th level, you gain the option to absorb yet another additional enchantment. So you can have, at 10th level, you can get 2 magic items in one with your Mythic Arm. And then at 18th level, a total of 3. So that's way cool.
Yeah.
At 15th level, you get Unleash Potential. At 15th level, you gain further control of your Mythic Arm, allowing you to unlock some of its hidden potential without exerting yourself in the process. On a successful attack, you can deal the additional damage you would deal with your Action Surge attack. So by this point, 2d8 extra damage. You can use this feature only once per turn. So you get an extra 2d8 damage on your first attack once per turn. So, there you go. That's where it goes in. This thing just gets exponentially stronger. And 18th level, you get Mythic Scion. At 18th level, your Mythic Arm has become an extension of yourself, unlocking its full potential. Whenever you make an attack roll after you use your Action Surge, you treat all rolls of 9 or lower as a 10, and those attack rolls cannot be made at disadvantage. Additionally, when you roll for initiative and have no uses of Action Surge remaining, you regain 1 use.
Wow.
Now that's 18th level,
Wow.
but still.
That's awesome.
See this? It's like, it's good, but not insane until you get to the higher levels. But the reason why I want
wizards are insane and know that.
Yeah.
At that level.
But the reason why I love this one is it's unique and the flavor. Mwah. It's so good. Pointing Hat, you absolute paragon of art. No pun intended. And you as well, Erica. You are a paragon of art. Speaking of
I know.
little update for you guys.
There's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here.
It's so good. I love it.
Just doing some fun little shading. That's all.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh, I love that. The shading just really lets you know how close and personal that cactus is.
Gosh, I know. So, with that being said, I want to make we can shift focus from the homebrew from a little bit.
So good.
I kind of want to make my little guy in Hero Forge, and Andrew, since you're at your computer as well, I want to see what your kind of character would be with this subclass concept, like what your character.
I already have an idea.
All right, so let's go to Hero Forge, and we will make our new characters.
Hero Forge. Log in.
Erica, someone commented about you in chat.
Oh no! What did
Rael
they say?
Erica, you are adorable.
Oh, thanks.
Also, isn't that art awesome? The fact that you started that when we started streaming and you're already that far is broken.
Not really.
You're busted.
Nuh-uh.
Interesting.
I don't remember what my password is. Give me a sec.
Oh, okay. I think I see what to do. Oh, never mind. Yeah, it's right there.
I wanted to do this one out without shading, just like I did the one with Cosmo, but he has armor, and armor is shiny, so I couldn't not do the shiny, you know?
I love it. I think it's awesome. go here. Okay, there it is. I got it. Okay. So let's do a new one. See.
All right. So
You do yours. I'm gonna do mine as a well, I'll show you mine when it's done.
that's what I was planning on doing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
Here, while
go
I'm doing this,
make
let me go back to your stream so I can hear the music.
It's playing the saloon music again.
Perfect.
Shout out to Tabletop Audio. Super cool.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I need to find right face. Guy's very angular. Got very angular faces.
Uh-huh. Describe more. For no particular reason.
Yeah, this guy, he's got very angular features. He's a gnome.
Mm.
Alright, let's change his expression, just a blank expression first. He'd be a bit more of a gruff little dude.
Yeah.
Very blocky and angular. Alright, so for hair, what is this? Yeah, no. He would probably have... Alright. Is there any, like... Right, I don't see any, like, kind of receding style. What race are you going with, Andrew?
I'm not saying. Wait, what are you?
A gnome.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, y'all, I'll tell you. I'm gonna go with Goblin.
So yeah, you're going with your go-to is that as well. Is short.
Well, I always make tall races, or species, I guess now.
They're both applicable.
But so I wanted to switch it up a little bit.
That one. Then let's get a chin that sticks out forward a bit more. That. All right. So yeah, so this guy would be a bit gruff. I think that might be the one. Want him to be a little bit scraggly. Little bit scraggly. Too neat on that one. This one also works pretty well.
think I'm done.
You think you're done? All
maybe,
right.
maybe. Hang on.
Okay. Is your guy dex or strength based, Andrew?
I'm leaning towards strength based, but it kind of depends on what I can find. There's a specific vibe I'm wanting to go for it, but if I find something that changes my mind, then I'll switch to dex. But I'm leaning towards strength based.
Okay.
Okay. I'm done now.
You're all done?
Yeah. Putting my pen down.
Alrighty.
And time.
And time.
Let's see the reveal. Here we go. My poor Discord is struggling to load it up. There it goes. All right.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. You know what you could do? You know what else you could add? Do the
What?
anime. So you got the sweat beads, but do like the anime where it's like the lines going over the head, like a. You know where you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like the lines, like
Oh yeah.
to really add to the fact that he's like.
Uncomfortable.
The uncomfy lines.
I love it though. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Let's see. I'm gonna give this guy would very much have a rough coat. Like a duster trench coat. Worn down.
There we go.
Or maybe a cloak. Actually, yeah, let's go with a cloak instead of a coat. So yeah, we can go with let's see, there's gotta be some good. There we go, yeah. Let's get that studded leather on there.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, get some studded leather armor. Then we can go and throw in a...
On to whatever's next, I guess.
I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Right?
All right, can I see it? I want to pull it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is. Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful. I
so
love
much.
it.
Thank you.
It's almost like he's sniffing him. The cactus is sniffing him. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love that.
I speak words of wisdom if you'll only listen. Or it's just you smell better when you're awake.
So
Oh,
bad. It's so
gosh.
bad.
It is. And I love it.
Alrighty. And then let's see, probably some. Get those leather gloves. And want to get him a ragged cloak. This one. That's not quite necessary.
Decisions. And I'm.
Oh man, there's so many more options from when I last made a character.
I know, that's what I'm looking through. Here, I'll be right back again. I gotta pee again. That energy drink and sparkling ice is going right through me.
All right. Okay. Go back to the Under Armour, see if there's a better one. Let's see. Man, there's so many options. I love it. What are you starting work on now? Or do you want it to be a surprise?
No,
right.
no, don't look.
I have it hidden behind Streamlabs over here.
You specifically.
Me specifically? Alrighty.
Sure. I guess.
Let's see. Like that. That
Okay.
one's kind of. I like this. The ragged and kind of stitched together, and then I'll throw on some armor on top of it. Set like the cuirass. Do the cuirass or. He's dex based, some more light armor. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I want him to be more soldiery, so let's go with the cuirass. Keep those gloves. Then let's go into here. Got the studded leather pants. We could do or we could do the trousers but with an armored belt. Armored skirt. There we go. Oh yeah. I like that. Armored skirt. That's really cool. Then get him some armored boots.
Wow. There's this thing, that new thing is called Kit Bash, where basically it says Kit Bash uses a powerful set of tools available with Pro subscription. You can add everything everywhere. You can just add crap to it.
Yep.
So it's almost like a spore creator a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
That's awesome. I like that. Tempting.
Need boots that do look like I can like make like reinforced leather looking boots. These ones I can do. Ooh, the lion-hearted ones look great. There we go. These ones that got the knee pads with it. Alrighty. Now, does he have any... I feel like this kind of cowl cloak combo implies that he does have a hood that can be pulled over. So, yeah. Now, do I give him any eyewear?
I don't know, do you?
Spectacles. Andrew, what are you thinking? With or without eyewear?
With.
With eyewear?
Yep.
What about... Just give him a fat cigar.
There you go.
I just made Bill the gnome. Wait, I need to give him... Hold on. Is there a... There you go, Andrew. He's Bill the gnome. Left 4 Dead. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I know he would have a it would be a dagger. And I know what element I would start him out with. What's your element of choice, Andrew?
What's the element thing again? I don't remember that.
It's the type of damage your mythic arm does when it does its extra damage from action surge.
Oh, okay.
There's acid, cold, fire, lightning, necrotic, poison, radiant, or thunder. And then you get to choose 2 more as you level up. One at level 10 and one at level 18.
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm still picking on something right here.
Yeah, because this guy's starts out as acid. Alrighty, but I gotta find one that is suitably gnarly enough.
What's gnarly? His face.
The skeleton, the dagger. Because I don't think there's one that fully fits what I want. Maybe that one. That one's actually not too bad. And then he'd also have shield. Handed metal shield, shattered shield. Let's see. This is fun.
I know.
This,
I'm just thinking.
I will say when before Bentley did this thing, I was just like, all right, I got to try and find the energy. This is actually really good for my energy levels to kind of just recuperate and chill.
Oh, I'm having some fun with this.
Yeah. Probably just this simple shield. Let's find a good. All right. Let's see.
Clothing. What do I want for clothing?
You're just getting to the clothing?
I went to items first. I went backwards.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
I'm excited to see what you guys do for colors, though.
color schemes. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
this guy would have a very kind of muted color scheme, kind of probably like browns and greens.
Mm.
He is not somebody who wants to be noticed and stand out. He is
Is he like a
rugged.
rugged tan man, or is he like
Yeah,
super pale or
no,
something?
he's got some tan to him. Yeah, I'm gonna color him in just a second once I figure out. Hey, Andrew.
Yeah.
So for an acidic blade, for the acid blade, what are you thinking? Do you think this cruel curved dagger does that, and with the acid flying off of it, or this dagger of the old gods? Remember, I'm using like sort of like Nightblood as inspiration for it a little bit. So I'm torn between three. This one with the blade guard, just because I think it looks dope. Dagger of the Old Gods is probably the most gnarly looking one right here. But I also have this bigger, slightly curved one.
I like the curved one.
Cruel curved. Alrighty. Now, can I change the pose of... I cannot manipulate that, but... go like this.
Forgot you could do these as an option.
There we go. Okay. Color. Paints. Let's go to metals. Want one that's like a dark. And a silvery one. Got cobalt.
Do a sensor bar.
Yeah.
Gotta cover them private. Private.
Here we go. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Phone's ringing.
Now let's see.
All right, then go with skin tone. Let's go with that tannish one.
I'm having fun with this.
And there we go. Go back to color. All right, let's go into hair. Then let's go with some
Yep, that one. Okay, that's good there.
I'm not feeling that pose. That's too.
Okay. Now I have to double check something. As far as like I have a couple of
I'm
ideas,
just gonna make
but
a standard pose while I'm gonna give him a different pose while I color him, just so I have access to everything. It's gonna do this so everything's exposed. This pose so everything's exposed while I color him.
Oh.
Oh, that's lovely.
Okay. And I couldn't. The salt and pepper one doesn't really do it justice, but I want him to have like flecks of gray in his hair a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, and then, ooh, uh, yeah. Oh man, we should be talking more, but I got so hyper focused on it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Do, 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 do. Oh man, there's so many options. Okay. I know I was thinking like shaggy hair, but this one actually kind of the more military cut grew on me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna keep it.
Nice.
Okay. So first let's go to leather. Go. Get rid of the shield for a bit so I can color. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Get
Yeah.
all these little buckles and buttons. And more leather with these. No, I want it to be brighter. Too bright. Too bright.
There we go. And then
Control Z. There we go. All right. Ah.
Okay.
And
oh man, I love how yours are just like ascend, must ascend.
it's not the the
I know.
pose I'm definitely going with, but
Okay. Now you can show what I've been working on.
give me 1 minute.
We're here. Oh my gosh, freaking Erica. I love it.
Oh, man. How?
Ow.
How?
Yeah,
How do you do that
How?
so fast?
you just
Shaking.
casually.
Oh my god.
And time.
Yeah, I was trying to
How
go
many
fast 'cause-
calories are you burning drawing that
Oh
fast?
my gosh. Oh.
The heck?
Trying
He's
to
not
do
in.
it before-
You finished his character before he did.
I was trying to do that because I didn't know how long he was going to have his character on screen,
Oh
and I
my
needed to use the
gosh.
reference as fast as possible. So I just kept looking up at what he was
Oh
doing.
my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
That is amazing.
And you suspected nothing
Nope.
when I was asking those questions. Ha ha ha! But now the jig is up. I can't do it again.
Oh my gosh.
So Andrew, who have you got going? Just curious.
All right, I'm gonna show it to you, but only Gavin. Don't look at it yet.
All right.
Ugh. Yeah, my hands are still shaking. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe you did that so freaking fast.
That was the most stressful
I am-
thing.
I am genuinely like so impressed with you.
I even experimented with some shading with like tilting my pencil to the side so it would give like the you know when you put an actual pencil on paper and you use that for shading.
Yep.
Oh man.
Gosh, insanity. Well, if I ever get the chance to play this character, I'll probably just buy that off of you.
That works.
Or I'll just make this character an NPC, because I might not get to play him.
Oh.
Just kidding. I definitely will. It just depends on if they allow this subclass. Alrighty. Now I can give him his shield back.
Ooh.
Color that.
Or are you streaming your thing, Andrew?
I am.
I can't watch it on my tablet.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right.
Silly goose.
Here. I will text it to you. I haven't done colors yet though. Let me send it to you directly.
Well, that didn't matter with Gavin, did it?
Good point.
Yeah, you just have to.
All I need are the shades, the values. Oh gosh. I should probably drink some water. I've been excreting.
Wait, I should give you a more whole picture.
That was a little more red than I wanted, so I'm gonna change this a bit more muted brown.
Oh my gosh, I like that.
I'm just trying to decide on
More.
skin color.
I don't
You're a
draw
little
old people
green
very
boy.
often.
You little green boy.
Yeah, I don't draw old people very often, so this guy's gonna be fun. Because he looks kind of old.
And boom. That's horrible. Don't make the hair the same as the skin color.
Yeah, no.
It's
It looks like a
disgusting.
lot of scar tissue. Thanos?
Wait, hold on. I am inevitable.
Uno reverse.
Okay. Alrighty.
And then
Excuse me.
You are excused.
Fine.
Well, fine, babe. Gosh.
worse.
Gosh.
Gosh, freaking idiot.
Oh, eat the food, Tina, you fat lard.
You need this one.
Do, 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 do. Big nose. Big nose. You know it's promising when you encounter a big nose, and it's already fun to draw.
And then
Ooh, I actually kind of like that pose. He's like advancing up. Gonna do an upward slash. Low to the ground, stealthy guy.
Ooh. I kind of make I kind of made creepy.
Andrew, how do you think of this? He's
With
like
his
looking
ring.
around, going in for an upward slash.
I like it.
Are you going from my guy or from her drawing that I'm not allowed to look at yet?
I like it. No, I like yours. I wasn't going for that. I was going we're like trying to decide on colors of this.
All right, so we got my little gnome dude. Let's change up the base of his. Change up the base of that, and then would he have anything extra near him? Let's see. Got a lantern, maple leaf, a caltrop, pine cone.
There we go. And then let's go to advanced.
Let's see. Oh man, there's so many options. Oh my gosh, this is fun. I like this guy. Oh, so many little dudes you can have. Alrighty, let's see. What about a...
Yeah.
Alright. Then...
I think mine might be done. Let me just
Good
do a
for
little
you.
tweaks.
I'm not done with him.
Erica, I'm gonna send you an updated one with colors and positioning.
As if I'm going to be doing the actual pose. Ha!
But just so you can see it. There you go. I should probably send it to you.
Okay. Ooh.
You like it?
fun. Yeah.
Now I need to give him a name. His name is Zeke.
I like that.
Zeik. Zeke. Zeke. Either or. So as far as like changing the weapons type and like what it is and everything, can you get the effects of the weapons but still keep it the type that you want, or does it have to become the new type?
What?
So with that weapon, the mythic arms or whatever, you can absorb the weapons at a later level and get their effects.
You can absorb
And then
the
it says
weapons immediately.
Okay, but my point is you can make it change its form, right?
Yeah, so you can move the enchantment and make it change its form if you want to. So,
Okay.
so if it's
If you want to, keyword being if you want to,
if you
right?
want to, yeah, you can keep it as
Perfect.
a long sword if it's a long sword.
All right, I mine's done, and there are two things that I would do. Let's see.
I made the entity of the blade appear as a small spider.
Nice.
Well, let's see. And then fighters. Let me see. Let me go here. Let's go to classes. I'll go to fighter. There's something I want to check with the fighter.
With the base class, what are you checking?
Yep. Is there is an improvised weapon considered a simple weapon, or is it its own thing?
It's its own thing. It depends. It depends on what it is, because it's like an improvised weapon is like can be like what it is. So a shard of glass, a shard of glass from or a broken, shattered bottle. Oh, it's an improvised weapon, but it's basically a dagger. Or this table leg is basically a club.
So kind of like DM discretion.
Yeah, it's bit DM discretion.
Okay.
However, I don't think you would have proficiency with it. Is the thing without certain feats. But DM discretion once again.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, mine's ready.
All right, care to share your
No.
thing, Andrew?
Oh,
I'm already
he can
sharing
share
it.
his, but no, not me.
Not
Nice.
bad.
This here is Zeke. So he does have a gimp, and he walks with a crutch.
That's a strange sentence. He does have a gimp. He just
a limp.
yeah.
A limp. He's got a limp.
Yeah, he's got a gimp
but
at
he
home.
walks-
He's a PDS dominatrix. It's like,
A
huh,
limp,
that's
I
how you
meant.
start
I
off
meant to limp.
introducing
I
him.
meant to limp. Mix my words up. But so he has a crutch, and then it's basically a giant bone prosthetic arm. Is kind of the thing. It's not a staff. It's basically a club, but the hand lights on fire, and he'll just go in and smack with it. But I would also do the dual wielding feat, maybe in a maybe tavern brawler, so I could get proficiency with that, and so he can smack with his magic weapon, and then as a bonus action, attack with his his crutch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just a little goblin man who's angry, and he has just a giant arm of Vecna, basically. But it's just a giant club that lights on fire. It's the closest thing I could find to an arm prosthetic. That's what I was really wanting to go for.
All right.
But I like him.
I need to come up with a name for my guy. Name for my guy.
Harold.
What about...
I love it.
Renal or
Ronald. Last name McDonald.
oh my gosh.
Danald. McDonald. There you go. It's Ranald McDonald. Ranald McDonald.
It is a gnome name, so I do want it to be somewhat of a...
Oh yeah, that's right. He's a gnome. The beard just made me think he was a dwarf.
Renal, but his buddies call him Ren.
His name is Ren. Rend.
Renal. Or Renith. I think Renith is a bit more gnomey sounding.
Reneth and Ren.
Yep.
I like it.
Renith, and then a last name.
My guy does not have a last name. He's just Zeke.
Yeah. Renith.
Reneth Ran.
Renith Taladur.
I just
Paladur, fellow. Schmeekenborf.
Schmeekenborf. I like that one.
Reneth Zeke's son. You're my son. Son of Zeke.
Renith Burgess.
I like it. Reneth Burgess. I think that's a good one.
Renith Burgess. He's a bit of a middle-aged chap.
Mine's definitely
Elderly.
elderly.
Right then. Now we just got to give him a voice. The name's Renith. This little thing, I stole it.
My name is Zeke.
Oh, I'm Zeke.
I find that quite I don't have the energy for this. You all aren't worth my time.
So I have the entity.
I think it'd be kind of almost like an exasperated voice, where he cracks a bit, and he's old, and he's a little out of breath.
Yeah, I gave him
What?
the entity that is inside the dagger takes the form of a little acidic a little glass spider.
I was looking for the arm of Vecna, but instead I just found the arm of Vecna.
Well, the arm of Dave, the Fire Fist. And then what would the extra damages be later down the line? Give it radiant, and then I don't know.
And probably despair. You get 2 points of despair.
Yeah, I want him to be a quick, nimble little dude. So all in on the dex.
Nice. Do improvised weapons go off of dex or strength, or does it not matter? Or yes.
It depends. That's the thing. Let's just see. Improvised weapon 5e. Okay. Special weapon. Silvered. Improvise. Sometimes characters don't have their weapons and have to attack with whatever is at hand. An improvised weapon includes any object you can wield in one or two hands, such as broken glass, a table leg, a frying pan, a wagon wheel, or a dead goblin. Often, an improvised weapon is similar to an actual weapon and can be treated as such. For example, a table leg is akin to a club. At the GM's option, a character proficient with a weapon can use a similar object as if it were that weapon used his or her proficiency bonus. An object that bears no resemblance to a weapon deals 1d4 damage. The GM assigns a damage type appropriate to the object. If a character uses a ranged weapon to make a melee attack or throws a melee weapon that does not have the thrown property, it also deals 1d4 damage. An improvised thrown weapon has a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. So if it's similar to the weapon, treat it as the weapon. If it's not similar, d4.
Okay.
And so basically it's do what the GM says.
All right. So probably the main weapon would be like a mace, and then the offhand would be like a club.
Yeah. Depending on what it's made out of, yeah.
There we go. I could have the end of it weighted, so then it's a warhammer.
Yeah, I could as a DM, I could let you get away with it being a warhammer.
So dual wield, I could dual wield warhammers and take the dual wielder feat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, the club is actually light, but yeah, if it's a warhammer.
I know, but I would take the dual wielder feat if I did this though. I'd have the two weapons
and the 2-weapon fighting style.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, I think I would take the dueling fighting style on my guy because the +2 to damage does not sound like it would be insane. But put that on a dagger, and it actually really is.
Yeah. And once again, add that damage up over time. That adds up pretty quickly.
Yeah. The Baldur's Gate 3 has taught me that a flat damage boost of even 1 or 2 can lead to insane stuff. Like that ring that does an extra 2 acid damage on weapon attacks. That stacks up so fast.
Right.
All right. Renith.
Yeah, so I probably have him be strength based and then base it off of that.
I genuinely might actually play this guy.
If you play that one, I'll play this one together. We can do it together. That'd be fun.
Depending on what level we would max out at in the campaign, I would say we should multi-class into different classes, though.
Yeah.
So I would definitely multi-class into Rogue. I feel like your guy could probably multi-class into Barbarian. Old Man Rage.
Right. That or Warlock. Hexblade. Just kidding. So have my Cane be my Hexblade and have the other one be my mythic weapon.
Yep.
You have 2 mythic weapons.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome though. I really like it, and I really like that your drawing of my dude Erica. He's so cool.
Thanks.
So you'd be a rock gnome is probably what I'd go with. I don't know. I could probably get away with forest gnome as well.
I would be a goblin.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't go dex based with the goblin because you get to like disengage and dash as bonus action, or disengage and hide as bonus action.
He's got a crutch. He can't disengage very well.
No, he disengages. What it is
I
they
know,
take pity on him.
and I say strength, but I'm like, it could be either or. It doesn't really matter too much. I mean, granted, if I do the strength, then I can do the Warhammer. It's a little bit
Well,
more.
I mean, by level 7, you can do the Warhammer as Dex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can give it the finesse or light properties.
Oh,
Which
that's
means you also
right.
don't need the dual wielder feat. But you're a fighter, so you'll get the extra feat anyway, and so if you're a dual wielder, you may as well do it.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, I gotta play around with it. I would have to work it out with whoever's DMing too. See, like, what would be allowed and what wouldn't be.
And also, you'd want to tailor it to the campaign, because it's like, oh, you guys are going to be escaping the 9 hells for this campaign, or go through the 9 hells for this campaign. You might not want your fire stick.
Yeah. I would want a bigger fire stick. But yeah, I just like the idea of him having the crutch on the offhand.
I just like the idea of this little gnome veteran guy going and just
Also,
slashing everybody with acid.
If it were improvised weapons, I'd definitely take the Tavern Brawler feat to have proficiency with it. And then I could bonus action as a grapple if I wanted to.
Well, you want to know what the best thing to do with the Tavern Brawler feat is?
Huh.
Is be a monk with it, because if you're proficient with it, and as long as it's not two-handed, it counts as a monk weapon. So instead of doing the 1d4 damage on weird stuff, you get to use your dexterity for it, and it scales with your martial arts dice. It does whichever's higher. So let's say you're using a dagger. Let's say, you're using your dagger, which you're proficient with, so that's a monk weapon. You can slash with the dagger, but if your unarmed strikes do 1d6, so does your dagger, instead of the 1d4 it normally does.
Okay.
So monk weapons are pretty cool that way. And that's why the Kensei is so good, because you get to choose like martial weapons and stuff with it. So you can do a longsword or a warhammer with it and get that 1d10 two-handed damage and then punch and everything. You can even do ranged weapons with it too, which is awesome. So you can get a longbow or heavy crossbow with a Kensei monk if you wanted to.
Right.
And once again, smacking people with ranged weapons counts as an improvised weapon. So you could just be the heavy crossbow monk, where you go and you shoot, and then you shoot for the 1d10 damage. But then if they're in melee range and you have disadvantage, you don't need the crossbow expert feat. You just take your crossbow and start beating the crap out of them with it.
That'd be awesome.
It's great.
Add some spikes to it so you can do piercing damage.
Yep. Oh man. Well, it's getting to that point in the night. How's your drawing coming along, Erica?
All I really have to do is put like the shading stuff in it.
All right.
I mean, you
Luckily,
can see
my
the
guy's
sketch
a little
though.
luckily my guy's a little easier because he doesn't have
He
hair.
is not a little easier.
Andrew, you have no right to determine what is or isn't easy. We can't draw.
Fair.
We've never tried
His
it.
was so easy. I love drawing hair. Hair is so awesome. What isn't easy is old man wrinkles.
I know. I like that I got the sunken look on the cheeks on him.
Yeah,
I think
but
I'd
here,
actually go like this.
Take it.
I think I'm actually going to go like this and give this dude some scars.
Do it.
Well, that's just great. Good for you.
I love, by the way, the color and shape of the background that you chose. It just makes me think that it's just drawn on a sticky note.
Maybe it was. You don't know.
Oh man, my brain is fried.
Yes, sir.
I'm just watching Erica draw right now.
It's a nice. It's an activity to do when your brain is fried because it takes no brain power to watch.
No, I'm not watching the actual drawing. I'm just watching the top of your head on Zoom.
Oh.
Oh wait, I'll do it on
Glad
camera.
to entertain, I guess.
I'm watching you.
I hate that.
Gosh.
What are you?
Oh, that actually works surprisingly well.
Oh yeah, that looks dope. Erica's disappointed.
I'm sorry. I just
Drawing
thought it
is
would
fun.
fit.
Drawing is fun. Drawing is fun.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you can put him up if you want to.
No,
It's not finished.
it's
with
just a before and after.
Oh, a before and after. Mm.
Yeah, yours is the before. Gavin has the after.
Alrighty. Just let me know when you're done. In the meantime, me and Andrew will look at really bad
You looked at the
magic
good,
items.
so now you're gonna do the bad.
Oh yeah, that's right. We didn't look at really bad ones.
Oh wow. Oh, of course, yeah. The two top magic items are Matt Mercer's. I know the Magician's Judge, Yasha used that. That was Yasha's greatsword for a while, the one that lets you dispel magic on a hit.
Yeah.
How do you filter by best?
You go to show advanced filters,
Rating.
and then make sure you get rid of the negative rating threshold. All right. Okay.
Boots of the Vigilant, a Magician's
Yep.
Judge. Roosh bag.
Well,
It's a
we got
great
the
username.
lowest rating one is -94,
Dang.
and it's called Necronomicon of the Undead. It requires
Is there-
attunement. The Necronomicon of Undead has a hard, skin-leathered covered book with many spells that holds the power of necromancy. The cover book shows a face that seems to have come from a real human but was ripped off its head. Origin. The Necronomicon of the Undead was made before the war between the undead and the living to outnumber the side of the living, but the book was cursed by one of the great wizards. Once the book was cursed, the book had to be sealed right away to prevent anyone to have the terrible curse. Many have tried to get the book for years, but none have passed the trial by the necromancer, the guardian of the book. After a few years guarding the book, the necromancer was filled with greed and took the book for himself and his desires. To regain the book, the great wizard killed him once and for all, and he has returned the book to its rightful place. Powers. The Necronomicon of the Undead grants the power of summoning any number of undead creature. Alrighty.
Any number.
Curse.
Wow.
Whoever wields
I'm
this,
gonna summon 1 billion dead rats.
whoever wields this book will have an eternal curse cast on them once touched. The curse will not let you throw or let go of the book until you die. The only way to lift this curse is when rolling a dice if you used up all the charges of the book.
Wait. Is when rolling a dice?
It doesn't specify what dice, how many charges it has, what the charges use, but you summon any number of undead creature. Alright, 1 billion zombie beholders. A bunch of undead Hydra and Dracoliches.
No, it says undead creature specifically, not aberration. Just kidding, I know.
It's a creature.
I know. It's all of them.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's missing a couple details there.
I don't like this one.
Any number. Anime girl ring. All right, we're reading that one. We're gonna go to that one.
Ring uncommon. Requires attunement by a player putting on the ring. The ring is a small silver ring And when Identify is cast on it, it reveals it's a ring of 3 wishes. But when the player puts it on, it tightens around their finger so it can't be removed, and it automatically tuned to it, while a player gains the following benefits. They gain +8 to Charisma to a max of 28. They gain Dark Vision for an extra 60 feet. Cursed. This ring of curse, and anyone who attunes to it will feel a warm sensation go through their body, making them more comfortable and unwilling to part with the ring. The attuned creature becomes a size of small. Their eyes get bigger and their mouths get smaller. The attuned creature becomes overjoyed and want to hug and kiss everyone they meet. If a creature is hugged or kissed on the lips for more than 6 seconds, a new anime girl ring appears on the non-attuned creature's finger, attuning to the ring and gains the curse. The attuned creature's hair grows longer. If the cursed creature is male, they become feminine. Oh no! It's an apocalypse!
It's a plague!
It's a zombie apocalypse of anime girls!
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? No, this is your joke campaign setting. You're holed up in a tavern, and outside you just hear the calls of the horde. Oni-chan! It's just a bunch of anime girls, but it's like a zombie apocalypse. It's like World War Z. They're climbing over themselves.
Suddenly, that +8 becomes terrifying because it's like, oh my gosh, that's overpowered. No, that means they're more likely to get the kiss.
Yep. And then, yeah, but not only that, though, it's just like, they're going, imagine you just flavor this as a zombie apocalypse, but it's just anime girls instead of zombies. So it's like World War Z, they're ant-hilling up to you. They're ant-hilling up to you, and you go, burning hands, burning hands. Burning
Okay,
piles,
you gotta read some of the comments. You gotta read some of the comments on this page.
Okay. Let's see. Guess what my wizard got tricked into wearing today? LOL, what happened?
Alright, so yeah, skip that one. That he'll go over in a minute.
How absolutely horrible, unbalanced, and character breaking. I love it. After defeating the horrible dragon, you notice a small silver ring sitting at the very top of the treasure hoard. The wizard. I go up to the ring, cast Identify. Your spell identifies as Ring of 3 Wishes. The bard. I steal the ring and put it on. You notice that the bard immediately becomes shorter and their hair gets longer. Her lips become tiny and so does her nose. Standing before you is now an anime girl. The barbarian. Aw, crap. Oh boy, anime-themed body horror! I can imagine this transformation is painful, full of cracking bones and screaming. Just like,
oh boy, anime-themed body horror.
This is satisfactory.
Control Z! Control Z!
The dark vision is set. No one
let me
can
pull it
hide
up.
from this monstrosity. New anime girl zombie apocalypse survival horror crossover
I love it.
idea.
He's disapproving, and I love it.
W, perfect for the troll campaign I'm doing. Thanks. Honestly, this is perfect. I plan to hide one of these in every campaign of mine from here on out. No matter how serious or silly the campaign, one of these will be present. This item belongs in Fatal, not D&D. The fact that new rings can be created on other people by force makes this perfect for the world's shittiest apocalypse. Who else sees this monstrosity as a grotesque version of Skinwalker Sin from Murder Drones? I don't see an anime girl with this, I'm sorry. Gotta wonder, why are half of the cursed items here just, you become girl? I'm sensing a theme here.
That's awesome.
Alright.
You gotta show Erica's drawing. Wait, is it ready? Or are you still working?
And
Touching
I
up.
just gotta do something with the other one, actually.
Alright.
Redefining.
Well, that was an adventure. Okay, I do want to see some really high-rated ones that aren't from Matt Mercer, though. Just before we end. Let's see. The Companion Rock. I like this. By Rogue Scholar. Wondrous item, common. A smooth gray stone that feels like a friend. When you throw it, it will find its way back to your pocket the next time you reach for it. If you place it on the ground, it will stay there. I love it! It's just a pet rock. It comes back to you.
I see that's a great option.
Britney Spear.
Let me guess. You become a
hold
girl.
on. Weapon, spear, rare. This is one of the highest rated ones. This is number
Oh,
1,
it's a
2,
higher
3,
rate
4,
rated.
5, 6, 7. This is number 8 on the whole website.
I'm like, I'm not seeing it because I was still in the negatives.
Wait, hold on. Toxic spear of famed hero Justin of Timber Lake, and named for his lady love, the Princess of Pop. After the Brittany spear successfully landed an attack on an enemy, it has advantage on the next attack made against the enemy, allowing the wielder to hit them baby one more time. The Brittany spear deals 1d6 extra poison damage on a successful attack. Comes with denim carrying case. Proficiency with spear. Oh, that's so good. Hit them baby.
It's
Alright.
quite toxic.
I don't know if I did the scars correctly. I can't remember.
Here's your reference.
Oh shoot! Yeah, no, I didn't. I did one incorrectly. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
All right, let's see. Is there any that that you like to see that you want to look at as we're going through? Andrew?
I want to see a Swiss Army wand. What's a Swiss Army wand?
You are not sure who the Swiss are or why an army would need such a non-aggressive wand, but it seems useful enough. The
You
wand
gotta read. Yeah.
never leave home without it. This wand has 7 charges and regains 1d6 plus 1 expended charges daily at dawn. You can use your action to expend 1 or more charges and cast one of the following spells from the wand. Great Bonfire, 1 charge, Dancing Lights, 1 charge, Mending, 1 charge, Prestidigitation, 1 charge, or Alarm, 2 charges. That's dope! That's
Yeah,
great!
it's just a little Swiss Army wand.
I just love that. You are not sure who the Swiss are or why an army would need it.
I think I'm good. Question mark? Question mark? Question mark?
Oh my gosh, there's a freaking dynamic duo, Erica. I love it.
The Dagger of Many Daggers. Requires attunement. Let's see, the first time this dagger is used is always an interesting experience for the user. They swear they only threw 1, but those 7 daggers they threw were not imaginary. When confronted on how they managed to stab someone 8 times, they often reply that they only stabbed them twice. When it was pointed out they actually threw 5, yet there was only 1 dagger in the dummy. It left everyone scratching their heads. The dagger works with experimental temporal magics. While spinning, such as when it is thrown, the gold ring built into it activates and essentially pulls a copy of itself from a number of temporal possibilities where it was thrown. The temporal loop is not picky, however, nor can it be, and can pull copies that were destined to miss. The Dagger of Many Daggers is a +2 magical dagger. The temporal loop activates when the dagger is used as a melee weapon or as a range attack. The item has 1 charge, and when it is used to attack, you may expend one of the charges. If you do, the dagger functions as normal, but begins to multiply mid-attack. Roll 2d4. You gain that many extra attacks with the dagger against the chosen target. This item regains its charge after 1 hour of use. So once an hour, you have a +2 bonus attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. Proficiency with the dagger allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack. That is dope!
I like that.
That is so dope. Time magic shenanigans? Oh. That's awesome.
Give it to Amelia.
Hold on. Ring of Finger Guns. Descriptions. You lock eyes with Todd from accounting. Between the two of you is the last cruller. It glistens with a sugary glaze. Your fingers point forward and you raise your thumb. A moment passes. Todd reaches for the cruller. You drop your thumb as he's blasted across the room. You blow smoke from the tip of your finger. It didn't have to end this way, Todd. We could have shared that cruller. You take a bite. Delicious. Putting on the ring of finger guns allows you to shoot 1 dart of magic missile from your fingers, dealing 1d4 plus 1 force damage to a creature within 20 feet. You can shoot a magic dart as either an action or a bonus action. The ring of finger guns contains 3 charges for magic darts, and those charges are regained at midnight. You must make pew pew or similar gunshot noises for the ring of finger guns to activate.
Pew, pew, pew.
That is so good.
That's awesome.
All right, I'm done.
You're done? All
And
right.
time.
And time.
Go in and make it full screen, Gavin. Like, make it big.
Woo!
Love it.
Awesome.
Zeke and Ren.
Now, I could also just see Zeke being a hex blade.
Yeah, it's true. Zeke and Ren.
Renith.
Is it spelled like?
R-E... No, it's just with an R. R-E-N. And then if you do the full name, it's R-E-N-N-I-T-H, but...
Zeke and Ren. There you go.
Nith.
Put that in parentheses. There you go.
Oh my gosh, now I really want to play this dude.
That was okay. That Zeke was really good practice for old people. I don't draw old people like ever, especially
I
with
love it.
the really sunken in faces. So that was some pretty good practice I got there.
Awesome.
Thank you for violently throwing me off of the cliff. That is
Oh,
my
you're
comfort zone.
Well,
You're
I
welcome.
think that's where we're gonna end it tonight, because that was flippin' awesome. Poor Andrew has been completely up since very early this morning. Worked a 10-hour shift at our crazy
I worked a
work.
closing shift last night and then an opening shift today and then this.
Yep.
Ooh.
And do you work again tomorrow?
Nope, I don't work for a week.
Oh, heck yeah, dude.
Ooh.
Well, you're gonna need to sleep in tomorrow. I'm gonna be working on one of our projects tomorrow.
Too bad I have plans in the morning.
Oh, rip. But yeah, thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you, Rael, for tuning in and just giving in just a little bit of input. I know you like to lurk. So thank you. We super, super appreciate it.
Also,
And
Erica,
then-
nice shirt.
Yes.
It's me.
I
Oh,
love-
wait. It's me, Ghost.
But yeah, thank you to everybody who even just popped in just to check us out for a few seconds. Every little bit helps. Thank you to Tabletop Audio for allowing us to use these background tracks. They're so incredible. I recommend supporting them on Patreon. I do, especially if you're a DM and you want to, use this background audio and stuff. Absolutely love it. Check out our merch store. We got a bunch of new stuff, t-shirts, and now we can satiate the dice goblins of the world as well. And check out our Patreon. Check out
I could do the call out to Zeke if you want me to.
What if I want to do Ren, huh?
I'll take one and you
Fine.
take the other.
Flip a coin.
Fine. There.
All right. Thank you, D4 fan and Brennan.
It's Brennan there, mate. You just got to...
Oh, it's Brennan. Thank you, Brennan.
It's like a banana. Brennan.
Brennan.
Of course.
Brennan.
There you go, mate. Not that hard, is it?
It's Brennan.
Yeah, you couldn't do that for a full campaign. You'd get
I could easily do that.
you'd get
This is
laryngitis, dude.
Nope. This is actually very easy for my voice.
That's concerning. Is that what you're gonna sound like when you're old?
And next, I'll take over the tri-state area.
Behold, the mythic Arminator!
Reneth the gnome.
No, Renith, no.
No.
That's actually
Reneth the
surprisingly easy for me to do that voice.
That's concerning.
All
Why
right,
is
I
it
guess it's
concerning?
I guess this
I
is
love
gonna
how-
be the next voice
I
of my
love-
character.
Yeah, I love how when I do my raspy voice, I'm like,
Yeah, that's right. this is kind of where, probably using the same technique you're using, yet you sound like Doofenshmirtz. And I think that goes along. I think that goes a long way
I can do
explaining.
the raspy voice as well.
I can't.
Do it, Erica.
I think I like doing this raspy voice.
No.
I like doing the
You just-
raspy
the trick
voice
is
with an
you-
accent.
You just need to force your throat to crack a little bit.
Yeah,
I think I might
You
actually.
just gotta do it, kind of.
Yeah, just try it again. Try it again. It's Stephen Hawking.
This is Stephen Hawking.
R.I.P. I guess.
Yeah.
Obligatory.
My inclusion on the Epstein list is coincidental.
And on that,
No.
And that's where we're gonna end it. Thank you, everybody. Good night.